7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
The Savachi syndrome, I'm telling you, I'm like, well, holy shit, that was crazy. Wait for it. Thick and slick. Yo, what is up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Moto Aftermath Show, the most uninformed moto podcast on the interwebs. I am your host, Travis. We are here with episode number 192. Could you not do that in the intro, please? Jesus Christ, we could get through one fucking intro 1 week without you fucking it up would be awesome. Anyway, thanks everybody for tuning in. We are here to wrap up the second Triple Crown of the year from Arlington. We are going to have a couple guys on, Mr. Kevin Moranz, as always, Privateer Hero, to talk about his night, and another Privateer Hero, Mr. Ryan Breece, will be coming up later. Before we get into all that, just want to thank our sponsors. So first up, show presented by Energy Fuel, the best fucking drink out there. Keep yourself fueled, energized, and strong from start to finish. Pick yours up today at CoachRobStore.com. Also want to thank Premier Custom Trailers. If you need a trailer, commercial or residential, Premier Custom Trailers has what you need. They work with the best manufacturers in the industry and specialize in all your trailer needs. Sales, service, parts, or rentals, they do it all. PremierCustomTrailers.com, located 5 minutes south of Kalamazoo on US 131 in Schoolcraft, Michigan. They put the custom in customer service. And our final presenting sponsor, TLR Coatings, Michigan's #1 custom powder coating shop. From two-tone wheels to motorcycle frames to small batch production jobs, TLR Coatings will powder coat anything metal the right way. Looking for some custom Cerakoting? They do that too. TLR Coatings, serving Southwest Michigan and the surrounding areas for over 5 years. Check them out at TLRcoatings.com or on all major social media networks at TLR Coatings. Also on board with us, Holester Co, Alias Sports, Dirt Bike Depot, JT Cycle, Adept Creative Co, Gutter Worx, Isaac Nelson Designs, and Clutch Media. Links in the description below. If you guys want to support us in any other way outside of the normal stuff, we have merch, we have Amazon links, we have Patreon links in the description down below. Shout out to Patreon person Kurtis Hodges. Thank you, sir, the monthly donations. Much appreciated.
Much appreciated.
Also, easiest way to do this, make sure you can like, subscribe, comment, and share. Sharing is caring, and showing is growing.
Wasn't it growing is showing?
I don't know. Whatever.
Really
it doesn't matter. Anyway, and if you don't want to watch us on YouTube, we always have the audio-only version on all the major podcast platforms, so make sure to check those out. In studio with me, OG co-host, the one and only Justin Hartzell, not shitting on the chest of the show this week, which is fantastic. Hi, buddy.
What's up, man?
All right, great. And on the phone with us, first off here to fire this up, brought to you by the Dirt Bike Depot. Hold on, gotta get my read here. Just a second. Just a second. The Dirt Bike Depot. Need some new moto gear but don't want to pay those expensive retail prices? Shop the Dirt Bike Depot for all your moto gear needs. Gear sets, boots, helmets, goggles, and more. They specialize in athlete-only boots as well as tons more items that you can't buy in store. Follow them on Instagram at the Dirt Bike Depot and DM them with any questions you may have. It is Dirt Bike Depot Team Rider, Mr. Kevin Moranz. Hi, buddy.
Hello, how's it going?
It's great. The recorder's going this week, so we're good. We don't have to do this in 2 takes. It's awesome. What are you doing right now? Are you driving?
I'm driving to Daytona, so sorry if it's a little bit loud.
That's okay. I did mute you there for a second on the intro because we definitely were getting road noise in the background. So
I just want to start this. I just want to start this interview off, Kev, by saying thank you, and a lot of people would say the same way, for getting us max points in fantasy. That was much appreciated.
Yes, very much.
Yeah, anytime. Was I the only one that got max points?
450s, I think. Actually, you were.
Hold on. We will research this. Kev, tell us about your day yesterday, and I will figure out the whole max point situation.
So, maybe we just start it right off the bat. That it was a good day overall. I have not qualified inside like the top 28 at all year, and came out swinging. Ended up P20, which is a personal best for me in the 450 class. Definitely. So that was good. Barely missed the cutoff of direct transfer, which was unfortunate. I thought I had it in me. just got really kind of screwed over by several of the other riders in A practice. So it was good to be in A practice for the first time as well. But yeah, towards the end of my session, just kind of got screwed over by a couple riders, which kind of took me out of the running of getting another fast lap. Part of it. Going to the LCQ, great jump, right next to, just barely on the inside of Cross, and he was going to push a little wide, and I was going to cut under him. And then I got destroyed from behind, and we all went left, and then I got caught up in all the carnage and left the first corner with maybe 4 people behind me, and really just thought I was screwed. I was like, well, right when that happened, I was like, it's over. And then in the first rhythm, like that, right after that corner, I started going through that rhythm. I'm like, it sounds really dumb, but like, I was like, Kevin, like, you have to envision yourself being like a Dean Wilson or like a Ferrandis in an LCQ. I was like, you have to just envision that you can make this happen, and let's do it. And like, dude, like the second lap, I was already like somehow P6. And then when I went over the triple before the mechanics area, I didn't know I was P6, by the way. But then on the second lap, but after that lap, we're coming to the end of it. And before the mechanics area, go for the big triple. Go over the triple, and I'm looking out in front of me, and I'm like, holy crap, dude, I only have like 5-6 people in front of me. I was like, dude, I can get this. So wild times. Good thing I was decent in the whoops. Got around Wageman, got around Tristan Lane, and rode it home for the last transfer spot, which I was very proud of considering the start I was given and how far back I was. So very excited.
Yeah.
Coming into the races, intense, and just got better every single race. So, went 19, 18, 15, which was extremely solid. And yeah, just looking to build. So overall, a pretty epic weekend.
Was that 15th the best you've, obviously these are shortened mains, but was that your best finish in a 450 main to date?
Correct.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah, so I was completely fucked up all day because I didn't know you were in A practice. So
I
he was on press day too.
Either until I went up for B practice and they said, "Hey, you're out there." Like, whoa, okay.
Because literally, so the first set of practices, I don't remember what the hell I was doing, but I just like sat down and I got horizontal and the eyes were not staying open real well. So the first set of practices I kind of half watched. And then I got the second set of practices and I'm watching B practice going, where the fuck is Kev? And then I'm like texting Sater. I'm like, did something happen to Kev? Because I'm looking at like B practice times from before and you're not in there. And I'm like, what in the fuck is going on? And then finally he's like, no, he was in A group. And I'm like, oh.
Look, bro, he's cool guy now. He's in press day. He's in A practice all the time now. That's just where he's at.
It was a mess for me. Sater said it fucked him up all day too.
Oh, God.
Yeah, because he showed up coming up for B practice and he's like, I thought your bike was broken. Like, I was just kind of chilling up there.
Yeah.
He's like, I didn't know what was going on. I was like, yeah, dude, I got moved to A. I didn't know either, so sorry about it.
So he told me he had some travel issues this week or something. He blamed his issues on you. So did we
now?
Did we have travel? Oh yes.
Wow, way to blow Sater out, bro.
I'm causing a rift here. Yes, this is exactly what I like doing. Let's cause some drama here. He said he had travel issues and it was your fault or something. So what did we have?
I'm not throwing him under the bus. Homie does a lot for me. But in all reality, I gave him my card number. We made a deal. I told him, you book what flight you want. That way you don't have a crappy flight. Because I tried getting him to, he has my card information. I tried getting him to book it like a week or so before then, and we just never did it. And so we're sitting in Minneapolis. We're like, we got to get you a flight for next week. They were expensive. I made him a deal. I was like, here's my card. Or you have my card. Just book the flight that you want. That way you're not, getting up at 4 a.m. to fly here. He booked the flight. And then the flight that he booked, he never changed the return flight. Just remember that, and we'll get to that point, right? So I text him Thursday night. Wednesday night, because he flies out Thursday. I have him flying out Thursday just because, like, the sketchiness of travel. Like, I don't want him to have to fly out on Friday, get canceled, and he can't come.
Yeah.
So on Thursday, I'm texting him before I'm about to go to bed. I'm like, yo, just checking in with you. Like, everybody knows there's storms and ice going on in Texas. I was like, how's everything going? He's like, oh, I need to get a check bag still. I was like, okay, sounds good. I was like, yo, I'm just checking in to make sure your flight's not canceled. I mean, people have been getting canceled all day. I just want to make sure. So I figured he was all good. And then he texted me back like 5 minutes later and sent me an email from 5 hours previous that his flight was canceled. He just never looked into it. So it had gotten canceled way before then. He just never paid attention to it. Never looked at his email. I don't know. Wasn't paying attention. So then I was driving at that point, and he asked, I was like, yeah, dude, like, you're going to have to call. Like, I'm not just going to buy another $400 flight. So he called, and he's like, yeah, 4.5 hour wait. I was like, man, that sucks. And he's like, you want to handle this for me so I can go to bed kind of deal? Or while I'm driving? And I was like, dude, it's like, you booked it. It's under your name. I'm not going to be able to do anything. It'd be kind of nice if you could handle it. And so, yeah, long story short, he got a call back late, like 2:30 in the morning or whatever, because that's his only option. I mean, he waited that long to see if his flight wasn't canceled. It's just shitty timing. I mean, it's just part of it. So I don't know why he wouldn't necessarily blamed it on me but anyway, so we'll get there. He got a call at 2:30 a.m. He changed his flight there, but we never changed the flight back. Well, then we're getting ready for yesterday, and I told him, yo, you want to check in for your flight? And he's looking at his flight, and he's like, I'm flying out Monday. I was like, why would you book a flight that you fly out Monday? You fly out Sunday, dude. I got to go.
Oh, my God.
So not only did he book the flight at Minneapolis, but he booked it flying back Monday. So, yeah, it was kind of a mess, but it wasn't my fault.
I mean, so, yeah, I mean, in all fairness, it wasn't really like a blaming you thing. It was just like so shit's going on. I blame Kev, like whatever type deal.
Oh, well,
Wow.
that's completely
Jesus.
different than the way you just portrayed it.
So
Jesus, Travis.
I'm just trying to cause drama, okay? We need
Sounds
drama
like
for the
it.
show, all right?
Look,
No,
bro.
we don't need drama between Saturday and I.
I'm just kidding. Hey, no drama, all love, no hate comms, all right?
God.
I just wanted the story for my personal knowledge here of what was going on, because he texted me and he's like, hey man, I don't have a video for you yet. And I'm like, all right. He's like, if you want, I can get you maybe like a 2 to 3 minute one in the next hour, but that's it. And I'm like, okay. And so then, like, I don't know, I got something at some point, which I still haven't posted because I've been doing shit too. But yeah, so I just wanted to know what the hell was going on there, because like I said, he was joking about like blaming you kind of, but I was just like,
okay, good, because I was like, I can't. He had the card number, he
no,
booked everything. That's
no,
not
man.
me.
Dude, I don't take anybody seriously about anything pretty much, so it's fine. It's life.
Yeah, I feel you.
It's life. We're not getting out alive anyway, so it's
Oh
no
my
big deal
God.
here, all right?
It's all good.
So
He's
you
doing a damn good job, dude. He's getting a lot of there's so many people that comment about how much they love the YouTube.
Dude, I know. I tell him, I'm like, yo, you're, like when he does one that's like really stands out to me, I'm like, yo, great job on it, man. So, and he's been doing a good job on our videos too with like getting some stuff. There's definitely some weeks where it's like I can tell he was strapped for time doing stuff, and so like whatever. But like they're still good. It's not like there's anything bad about them. So it's just like some are like really, really good, and some are just like, all right, cool. We got a video. It's good, and it's out.
Yeah.
So, but no, great job on him. Do you know, is he doing Meshy's vlogs now too? Now that Meshy's
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay. Man, he should be.
used to,
God,
but-
we gotta get this guy's business game up, Kev. I mean, God,
Well, we tried to hook him up with Jace too.
it's not like you're not at the races here.
Yeah.
So,
Just doing every private series videos.
I'm trying to work a deal with him to the point where he doesn't have to find a million people to work for. Because
Yeah.
obviously what I have going on is pretty time consuming. So I'm doing my best to make it worth it for him. So then he doesn't have to find a bunch of people to pay him, more or less,
well, look,
because it does take a lot of time.
if you cost me my video guy at the races, then we're gonna be fighting. All right.
Oh, trust me, I don't have any plans to get rid of him. So
Oh no, I'm just saying, if he's too busy with you and he can't also do me, then we're gonna be fighting, bro.
Sounded a little weird.
Gonna be
man.
fighting. So, so you drove to Texas then,
Yes,
and now you're driving to Florida.
correct.
Sweet. Are you riding in Florida anywhere, or?
Yeah, so Justin stayed at my house Sunday night, Monday night, Tuesday night. and then we convoyed down Wednesday because the storms were coming in.
Yeah.
And so now we're kind of convoying back to Daytona because he lives 10 minutes from Daytona Speedway. So I'm going to go stay with him for this week.
Sick.
Does he still have that track at his house?
Yeah. I don't know. I've told he does, but I have no idea what I'm getting into right now.
That track, if it's anything like what it used to be, is dope. I mean, there's video. You can find videos all over the place of it, but that thing was pretty sick back in the day because I'm pretty sure it like went in and out of the woods. I don't know. A lot of guys used to go there and ride there before Daytona back in the day.
Really?
Yeah. But that's if he has it still.
Big Daytona guy.
Sure.
Big Daytona guy.
Who's a big Daytona guy?
I don't know. I'm just making
Starling?
shit. I'm just making shit up as we go along.
I was about
here.
to say, like, is Kev a big Daytona? Who are you calling a big Daytona?
I don't know. I just make shit up as we go along. So, where are you going after Daytona? Are you going home or are you headed?
I have zero plans right now, which is really kind of weird. I'm sure it. Like I haven't really. I mean, Sater's kind of said it. I could stay at his place if I need to, but like, I also don't want to completely over. And I know like we spend weekends together, so like spending all the time together and me being at the house probably isn't ideal.
Yeah.
But if I need to stay there for a week or two, I know I'll be fine there. I can always go up to Tallahassee, stay with my trainer Drew, stay with Justin. Like more or less, the main reason why I drove down to Texas is because it was too late for me to book flights, and it was too sketchy to fly with the ice storms and everything. So I was like, all right, we're driving.
Yeah.
And my goal here is like I rode at my house Monday and it snowed at my house Tuesday. Realistically, I can't bank on staying at home through the rest of Supercross right now because of that. So my goal is I drove down to Texas to make sure I got to that race. Now I'm driving to Florida. My plan is to stay in Florida for the remainder of the season. I do not have plans of where I'm staying, what I'm doing. I have no idea. I'm pretty much probably just going to couch surf and try to catch a couple days.
Yeah. Yeah. I hear you on that, man. I hear you on that.
Kind of my plan. So then I'll work on probably flying out of Florida. Don't know where, but to like Detroit, to St. Louis. Might drive to that one. I don't know. Like I'll definitely drive to Atlanta, and then for sure going to fly to Seattle, Foxborough, those ones. So I've got a lot of plans and a lot of flights to book. Unfortunately, for both Sater and I coming up here shortly.
Yep. I hear you, man. So as far as the YouTube thing goes, are we monetized? Are we good on that now?
Yeah, we're monetized, but I mean, it doesn't produce as much as you would.
Well, you're kind of cutting out there, but
he's just gone.
No, he's
I
there.
said yes. Yeah, I said we are monetized. Yes, absolutely, but it doesn't produce as much as one would hope.
Okay, so I'm going to ask questions, and if you don't want to answer them, that's fine. How many views, just ballpark me, are you getting a month?
Oof, I'd have to look at what we got going on.
Oh my gosh!
Look, he's a busy man.
Dude,
this is a guy not up on his analytics.
My impressions have been pretty off the charts. It's been pretty cool.
Yeah.
At least based off of YouTube. Like I've seen like 1.8, 2.1 billion impressions in 30 days, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, that's real good, man.
But I don't know view-wise. Around 10,000 mark a video. Anywhere from, we have about 7 on a couple videos. We have 30,000 on a couple videos. Like, it's just, it kind of bounces around, but it's nothing crazy, but it's solid for just starting out pretty much.
Yeah, because so I'll give you an example. So like we average somewhere between like 7,000 to 8,000 views per month, and we average somewhere between like $25 to $45 of revenue per month off of YouTube alone. So I'm always curious.
I'd have to say that's pretty simple. Like if we're producing what 4 videos a month right now.
Yeah.
To an extent. And yeah, right around that. You're looking at maybe like $100, a couple $100 a month, maybe kind of deal.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's hit or miss.
Yeah, and but the thing is too is it'll grow. So like we had like when you go back and look at your analytics here, and I think we've talked about this a little bit. Like when I go back and look at ours for the last say 28 days, because that's how they do it on the analytics chart on YouTube.
Yeah.
Then like my top 5 videos, other than when we're in season for stuff. are all like old ass videos. Like, dude, the video I did of Larocco's leap, of just guys jumping and crashing on Larocco's leap last year.
50?
Dude, I don't know. It's got to be towards 50,000 views now, and it's fucking in the top 5, if not the top video every single month. And then there's like videos I made like 5 years ago that are like my other top 5 videos.
Well, I think when we built your 250F, I think that's over 30.
That's way over 30 now. Yeah, so like your old videos will continue to produce, which is one of the cool things about YouTube is like as you build it, other than like what we're doing here with our news stuff, essentially, like that is just, it's good for a couple weeks and then it's gone. But like bike builds, the vlog stuff you're doing, like all that will continue to produce for years to come, and it'll be amazing to you how it grows. So, but like I said, I was just curious like where we were on the spectrum there, like with you. Like, A, I know last time we talked you weren't monetized, but I know you were just getting it going, and B, I just wondered like how far it had gone so far. So yeah. But hey, but it's cool. I'm glad it's working. So, are you doing TikTok?
Yeah.
Is that growing at all or doing anything for you, or?
Dude, so what's funny is I don't understand TikTok at all.
Me neither.
No one really does.
Pretty solid with the Reels game on Instagram.
Yeah.
But TikTok has kind of blown up a little bit for me lately just because I have, so like, these are my last few videos, right? So we got 40K, 11, 23, 39, 18, 30, 3.6 million.
On TikTok?
Yeah, dude.
Holy
I got
shit.
Yeah, that kind of helped a lot. I'm not gonna lie. That one video popped off. So it's got 3.6 million. And then you keep going down and you got like 4,900. You got like 67. Like, I don't understand. Like, I have 100,000 on Instagram Reels.
Yeah.
On TikTok, it's got 6,300 views.
Yeah,
like,
dude,
it's very hit or miss.
Dude, I don't understand it either. So, like, I have one for the coatings company. If you go on TikTok itself, it's like 100, anywhere from 100 to like, I think I've got a couple that maybe got like 1,500 or 2,000 views. Then I take those and I slap them on fucking Instagram. And Instagram, it's all over the place as well, but they're all different. It's like, oh, this one's got 500, this one's got 8,000, this one's got 2,000, this one's got 2,000. Like, some of the stuff I'm figuring out is like the music you use.
That's big with TikTok.
Yeah, so it's like if you use even like some of the popular shit that you hear on TikTok, you know, when you're scrolling and you keep hearing like the same sound, the same sound, the same sound. Like, if you use that, it still doesn't pop off. Where like if you use like a big name song, so say for example like an Eminem song, well then when you put it on your Reels in Instagram, it puts you in a Instagram category with that producer, so like Eminem or whatever, and then it seems to pop more. But it's super weird, and it seems to me to be super random. But the growth stuff I keep hearing is like, get a TikTok, attach it to your Instagram, and just fucking bomb TikTok with video after video after video after video, and it's going to grow both of them tremendously. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'm doing it, but obviously I don't have the time to do it, and I know you're busy, so you can do it somewhat, and you do it a little bit better than me, but like I know you don't have the time to do 18 TikToks a day either. So
yeah,
I mean,
you don't want to post too much at the same time, but are you saying, how do you attach the Instagram to TikTok, or TikTok to Instagram?
I think what I've heard is that you attach the Instagram to the TikTok. So there must be some way, and again, I don't know this because I'm not techie at all, to attach the Instagram to your TikTok, to like link the two together. Kind of like, you know how if you post on Instagram, it posts on Facebook.
When you post to TikTok, it posts to Reels, or the vice versa.
Yeah, I think something like that. I don't know, dude. Like, we'd have to look into it, but I have no idea. So,
you didn't answer my question.
Yeah, sorry, man. Like, I don't have a good answer to it because I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm just hearing this stuff and going, okay, cool. How the fuck do I do this? You know, because it's like right now, I'm sure you do the same thing. You go in, you make the TikTok, and then you have to go to Instagram and then repost it as a reel there or whatever. So
like, but I don't really put the TikTok watermark. Like, I do it separate. Like, I do the same video, but I do them separate.
Why?
Because I've heard that if you post like a TikTok video,
Yeah.
TikTok watermark on Instagram, it doesn't push it as much because it's not their app.
I don't know. I've heard that, but hard to believe that.
Yeah, dude, I don't know. I mean, that's what Stater says. I mean, Stater's pretty good at that stuff, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna take his word for it. But
Yeah, he is.
I don't know.
And like I said, I've heard that, but at the same time, it's like, man, dude, I don't know. I see a lot of reels with that watermark, and they're like big ass reels. So it's like, is it really a thing? So I don't know. I mean, this is riveting conversation that I'm sure the audience wants to hear. So
yeah, you're right.
So.
But anyway.
All right. So how's the Patreon going, dude? I see we're filling up Patreon places on the bike.
Yep. We're working on getting all the fork tiers filled, more or less. We have a couple of the higher tiers left, but the biggest thing for me right now is getting that fork tube filled up because it's a little bit lesser amount, but it adds up when you get a couple more names on there. So other than that, it's been building. I actually plan on doing my first live. Obviously this isn't going to be posted, but I'm going to do my first live tonight, it is Sunday night, with the whole Moranz Mafia squad. So if you're part of the Patreon, I'm going to go, I've never done a live before. So I'm going to go live on the Moranz Mafia Instagram and then also go live within Patreon. So it'll be kind of interesting. I'm going to learn a lot tonight, but I'm going to do my first live that we can kind of get a little bit more fan interaction, get the Moranz Mafia, quote unquote, a little bit more behind the scenes, get some conversation going, and kind of keep them all in the loop. Give them the inside scoop on how yesterday went that, isn't available to everybody. That kind of gives a little bit more exclusive feel to the little program we got going that helps fund our racing.
Sweet. Yeah, I don't know. I've only done one live. I did it with Max. He invited me to do it or something. I don't know. It was after we filmed. It was after we filmed the show on a Sunday, and then I was editing something, and then he's like, "Hey, come on!" I was like, "Okay, sweet," and I did that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was just weird. It was like me sitting at my computer talking. What's new?
Exactly.
What's new? So, Justin wants to know if his hat's in the mail.
What?
His
hat was specifically delivered to the family. Shout out Jackson Hughes and Kristen Hughes. They ship all my stuff out. So I took the hat over there Wednesday on my way out of town to come to Texas. So I just have to get them names, shipping addresses. I have to get all that stuff together because I have to ship out all my Patreon giveaways that I haven't been able to ship out since round 3. So I got a lot of catching up to do.
Well, he's over here crying like a little baby back.
I just want to be rocking it for Detroit, Indy, St. Louis,
And
man. I just want to make sure I have it on. Calm down.
And I told him,
Jesus Christ,
I told him he didn't answer the phone, so he doesn't fucking get one.
Anyways, man, you got some good TV time on that. What was it, the third main? You were sitting there on the start. Because who were you next to? Were you next to Anderson?
Yeah.
That was some good TV
Anderson
time.
And Barsha.
Rule number 1, if your gate pick is worse than 15th, always just pick one right next to someone you know is going to be on TV, so you're on TV.
Yeah, because in the second main, maybe? Yeah, the second main, I was in between Sexton and Mookie, I think.
Yeah. Well, I mean, dude, there was a couple of those starts that, like, I saw you. Was it the third one or was it the second one?
The first one, I rocketed it out of the very outside.
Yes, because I saw. Yeah, that was the one because I saw you coming around the outside there, and I was like, "Ooh, these are going to be good pictures because it's going to be like." I think it was like Webb and Marv and then like a couple other guys and then you on the outside. Yeah. So I'm like, all right, sick. So
yeah, I have a couple good photos of that.
Yeah. So yeah, that's gonna be good. Hey, get me one of those photos to use for the thumbnail this week.
I bet. Dude, we lost another GoPro.
Again, Jesus.
Dude, I don't like at this point. It could just be lost. But at this point, like after 3, and I know exactly where I crashed and where it probably should have broke off, like somebody had to have just grabbed it and put it in their pocket.
Well, it is Texas.
Okay, so we keep losing these. So was it mounted on the fender again?
No, it was mounted on a metal mount. I'll have to send you a photo. It's right next to it's connected to my triple clamp.
Yeah.
Top triple clamp bolts hold the bracket in.
Okay, so let me ask this.
On the right side. And it sticks up right in front of my front brake lever. like just on the left side of it.
So
And it's like pretty level with the top of the front number plate. So it sticks just right over up in front of everything that it doesn't hinder me at all.
okay, is
But
it a piece that then a sticky mount mounts to, or does it actually have?
It is a bolt-in deal, but it is a plastic, like, it's like little circular thing. So you screw it onto the screw, but the circular thing is like, it's a little plastic mount that then obviously it's got the little prongs that the GoPro slides into, and you put the bolt through it. So that's what's plastic, and that's what broke, unfortunately, because everything else was metal.
See, that sucks. I'm trying to think of how we could do this. I'm thinking like,
Well,
I need to figure out.
I'm gonna get behind the number plate mount. It's what we're gonna have to do. I really like that mount that I have, and it looks really good. But
Yeah.
if you crash, it doesn't work.
But if you crash, the fucking GoPro falls off. Yeah, because
I ate it in the second main. I wrecked hard.
Did you? Where'd you crash at?
in the whoops right before the finish line. I ended up over the bars, bike on top of me on the concrete.
Ow.
Left side?
Yeah.
Have you? Did you get a chance to watch any of the race last night?
I bet he didn't.
Probably not. But
I went back and watched the LTQ.
Oh, okay. Did you happen? Were you up there for the third 250 race?
No, he'd been
No, but I heard about it and saw the videos.
Yeah. So, what are your thoughts on that Jet and Faulkner thing?
Well,
I don't know, man. Faulkner messed it up in the whoops. Jet went around the outside. Obviously, Jet kind of caught the tough block.
I feel bad for Austin.
Definitely cross-jumped the absolute crap out of Austin. It's not Austin's fault, but at the same time, it was just a mistake from Jet. It's not like he did that on purpose.
Yeah.
I feel so bad for Austin at this point.
It's a really unfortunate situation. I don't have any updates on Austin. I'd like to know, but he was not happy walking to the medic rig.
He was yelling.
Yeah,
he was yelling on.
Yeah.
Like you could tell on
on
TV.
TV. He was pissed. Yeah.
I feel bad for him, man. The kid just. I don't know. This looked like this year was going to be different.
He's been riding good. Obviously title contention, and that one wasn't him. The first 2 years, he did it to himself.
Yeah. No, it wasn't him. It was race.
That's just mad unfortunate. And I don't know if y'all saw the slowed down version, but Austin definitely got the short end of the stick because Austin came from out of the air straight to shit whip. Jet at least landed and had his suspension soak it up a little bit, then got tossed off.
I just feel bad for Austin at this point, even taking the title conversation out of it and just being able to stay healthy. This is this is gonna be 3 straight. It's gonna be 3 straight years that he's gonna be hurt. I don't know, and it didn't look good. I don't like to speculate, but a lot of people are saying shoulder, and you could look at it as shoulder, wrist, whatever. But I just feel bad for that kid, man. The kid just.
I'm still hearing collarbone.
Well, that's what I mean. It could be anywhere in that vicinity.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I feel so bad for him. And you could tell that he has more maturity this year. And I know we're only 2 rounds in for East Coast, but I just feel bad for him, man.
It was looking to size up to be a good race a good title battle between him and Jet. And as soon as Jet went off of that jump, you can watch Jet in the air just go, oh shit, and he didn't do anything. He didn't try to scrub. He didn't try to do anything. He just looked over like, fuck, how am I going to hit him?
I guess he was super emotional at the press
conference.
Yeah,
he was.
Well, he went into the mobile unit and he said, Austin, hey, I'm sorry.
Yeah, he did a post race with Steve too, and he was definitely, it was not happy Jet.
Like I said, I just feel bad for Austin at this point.
Yeah.
The 1 year looks like he's finally got his head on straight. No disrespect to him, but we just kind of know the narrative on him that he's going to be calm and let these races come to him, and some stupid shit happens.
Yep.
I just feel bad for him.
Yep. All right, Kev, couple more things before we let you go here. So the dirt there at the stadium, how was that? Because it looked obviously real weird for a lot of people because it looked like hard and slippery, but then it was kind of soft on top. So what was that like?
Man, that's actually a very good question because I liked it. I liked dirt. I definitely liked the dirt at the beginning of the day, but thinking back to literally just that comment you just made, it was tacky to slick, which was tough because especially the corner after the finish line. So you go over the finish line, hit that little double, go into that lefty that was pretty choppy. you come out and it's tacky in the corner. And as soon as you hit that start stretch, you just slide real bad. Like I almost looped it pretty hard. Like, or not looped it, but high-sided it. Like I slid out and it caught.
Yeah.
Luckily I rode it out, but like, yeah, it was tricky. But other than that, like, dude, the baseball stadiums were new for me. Let's put it that way. Like I'm only ever raced this coast, or the East Coast, more or less, rounds. West Coast was completely new. Baseball stadiums are definitely more awkward. I'm definitely more of like the football stadium type track.
Yeah.
Enclosed stadiums, obviously my jam. But yeah, I mean, other than that, man, like as soon as I got there and did press day, I was like, I like this. Like I'm feeling good about this.
Now, track-wise, there were some weird things in my opinion. So like that little kind of S curve before you went back across the start straight, like that to me was just fucking stupid. Like I don't really understand why the hell they even did that. And then the big thing I have a question about, that jump after the finish line, where it looked like it was like a triple that they just...
You mean the 8-foot face with the fucking 15-foot jump?
I was going to say the 15-foot double that just lofted you in the air like a triple. Like, what the hell was that like? Because it was weird looking on TV.
It was really arena cross style. Like, that was where you could make a kill shot if you really want to make a kill shot.
I mean, like Barsha did Dylan?
Yeah, pretty much. So, yeah, I mean, I was just watching that, and I'm like, dude, they have literally 8-foot face. They have the triple caution lights on it, and it looks like it's about 10 feet long with a huge-ass landing right into a berm. So,
yeah, I overjumped that several times, and that was not a fun one to overjump.
Oh,
Sexton did, too, I think, a couple times.
Yeah, speaking of that, did you guys see Faulkner in that one race not check up before that little single into the 90?
Yeah, before the whoops before the finish.
And, like, jump off the track?
Yeah, he fucking...
He
went boner air all the way into the berm.
Dude, yeah, he was... I think it was second moto.
Second made,
He hit that dude and, like, jumped and, like, downsided the berm after it.
I think his rear brake might have heated up a little bit
Yeah,
because he went to grab it and there was just nothing there.
It was wild though. I was like, "Holy shit, that's impressive!" So pretty Faulkner move.
Kev, did you go table over table at all or no?
Oh yeah, all night.
Okay,
wasn't that hard, huh?
No, it was lovely to be honest. I mean, it was mad hard, but it was like if you got the triple on a 450, it's just wide open pull up, and you could just like. You know, you get solid 2 little breaths in right there. Like that was my saving grace.
Yeah. Sweet. Were the whoops bad or
terrible?
Like chewed up terrible or like big terrible?
Chewed up terrible.
Okay.
I thought they were the best whoops that we've had yet coming into the night or coming into qualifying, but after that it was mayhem.
Yeah.
Dude, so like that's one thing that kind of saved me. Like. Especially in the LCQ, like Wageman went to jump. I said, screw it. I'm going to crash before I decided to try to jump behind him. Past him. And then when I had Roxon behind me for the he was behind me for last 7 laps of the last main event pretty much. And because I saw where he was and I was coming over the Dragon's back when he was coming through the whoops, the little set of whoops.
Yeah.
And I don't know what happened to him before. I don't know what was wrong with him. My claim to fame is I beat him straight up. Because I was watching him and like he wasn't gaining on me. So like through those 7 laps, like I skimmed the whoops every lap, and I'm pretty sure he was trying to jump through them, and I think that's what kind of helped me.
Yeah. Well, in all fairness, for me to break your heart here, why
you gotta do that?
Because he's gonna watch the race at some point.
Just let him have his moment.
I did. I just let him have his moment. Wow. Now I'm gonna break his heart.
Do let him have his moment all the way to Daytona.
So in all fairness, on the start, Marv went down and got sucked into Roxon's rear wheel, like full body sucked in. And it took Roxon about 10 feet to realize it and stop. And then he had to get him out. And so,
Kenny had the whole main to get around and he couldn't do it.
I'm not talking about like what happened to him before that point. Obviously, he was behind me.
Yeah.
I'm saying like 6 laps to go. I was coming over the Dragon's back.
Oh, yeah.
He was coming through the end of the whoops. And by the end of the last lap, he was in the exact same position.
Oh yeah, no, he's got nothing right now. Like, trust me, you and Roxon are on the level.
That's why I was like, this dude won A1. Like, something's going on, but I'm stoked about it.
We'll talk about that later off the air.
Yeah,
I've got some insight.
He's got issues.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, all right.
I'd have to say,
Just let Kev have his moment. God dang it!
What? I mean, okay, look.
Look, bro, he beat Ken Roxon.
The way he talked about it first, I was
man.
just trying to tell him like,
I've
hey,
been watching this dude. I've been watching this dude on TV since I was a child. I'm still technically a child, so I'm so.
I mean, dude, it's great, dude. It's fucking awesome. I saw the pit board that said 94 nowhere or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. 'Cause, I mean, he was behind me, so he didn't want me like checking up or anything. I knew he was behind me.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I was pushing pretty hard just because I wanted to say that I beat him.
Hey, you did. You beat him straight up.
Yeah,
Straight
I mean,
up.
in a main event, not the overall.
Whatever.
Well,
it's
that's
fine.
okay.
It's
Still
fine.
beat
He got screwed over a lot last night.
We'll talk about this
Hey, man,
later.
you can still say you beat Ken Roxon. That's all that matters.
Yeah, we'll talk about this later.
Yeah, for sure.
So, all right. Anything else for him?
Just what's the plan for Daytona, man? Like, where are you expecting to be?
His plan is to go be fucking awesome.
Look, bro, he just got
my
15th in the
plan
main.
is just, I mean, at this point, like, we're starting to lose a couple more riders. Like, it'd be sweet to transfer straight from the heat. But, I mean, I'm pretty confident with my skills that, you know, no matter what, we'll be able to make it happen in the LCQ as long as we don't get an absolute, like, as long as we don't get a start like we got this weekend, we'll be good.
Hey, look, you're on the come up, okay? Obviously, I pay very close attention to you. I see where your times are going. I see how you're able to lay down a multiple tenths, if not full second, better time as you go through the qualifying session. It's definitely way, way better than the West Coast swing, okay? West Coast swing,
Yeah.
I was a little nervous the year was going to be rough. And now that we're moving back east, things are on the up and up here. There's definitely major signs of, we'll call it life in the program here, of like, okay, cool, this is gonna work the way we thought it was gonna work in our heads when we talked about this in October. So
Look, go from 15th to 20th
Yeah,
to
that's
10
like
to
my
15.
biggest thing, too. Yeah, honestly. Like, I mean, dude, there's nothing but improvement. Like, best qualifying of my career.
yep,
Best finish of my career. Best overall of my career. Like, it was a good night.
that actually,
Because-
that's a big jump in qualifying too, because you've been like 28th
dude.
to 30th, and now all of a sudden, you were 20th last night, and I actually
Yeah.
thought like, oh, maybe he's gonna get that last couple tenths and get in there, and then I mean, obviously,
Look,
he didn't,
now he's going to
but-
go qualify top 15.
dude. Well, hopefully.
What'd you say?
I said, now you're going to go qualify top 15.
Yeah, I mean, dude, you just got to make realistic, small goals that you can achieve.
Dude.
Like, we're not going to say we're going to qualify P5. Like, you got to be realistic, but
Here's
at
what
the
we
same time, like, it's cool to see the progress.
Here's what we need to do. We need to get you and Chiz hanging out, because like Chiz is just fucking incredible.
At Daytona, he's
Justin,
incredible at Daytona,
Starling
too.
and I were talking about that. Like, it just pisses you off because you have to respect it so much.
I know, like you,
like how just good he is.
dude, you need to just go up to that guy and just be like, look, I just want to train underneath you. I want to be like you.
Here's the thing, and he will talk to you
Yeah.
forever about it, too.
He will,
so-
too. It's awesome.
I followed him for quite a while in that last main event.
Yeah. He's impressive.
Yeah.
So,
But I mean, he's just got, I mean, once you have it, you don't lose it to an
yeah.
extent. Like when it comes to, and like, I mean, obviously, like him and like, I think Freddie too, like these dudes are kind of coming into their own late. Like, it's not like they're getting worse. Like, they're almost getting better. So, like, it's still good. But, like, yeah, dude, like, once you have the consistency and whatnot, like, I don't know why I think of, like, Braden when I think of this, but, like, homie could go make anything he wants for the next 5 years.
Well, it's
Like,
because
he's got the speed.
he
Yeah.
goes out and he can run top 5 for the first 5 laps of a main.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Like, he could literally just sit on his butt and do absolutely nothing and still be able to do it.
fucking Chiz, bro.
I love Chiz.
Fucking great. So, well, all right, man.
Cheers.
Enjoy. How many more hours you got till you get to Florida?
I don't know. I think we got like 6 tomorrow. And I've got like an hour left tonight.
Oh, okay.
Well, check
So
the
I gotta
weather. It's going
pull
to be
over and
80s
get
all
ready
week.
for this live.
Sick.
It's going to be 80s all week down there, so
Sick.
that's nice.
Yeah. So, all right, man. Well, have a safe trip to Florida. I'll
Good luck,
talk to
buddy.
you this week, man. And good luck in Daytona.
Alrighty. I appreciate it. Go check out that MoranzMafia.com. Join in
Do
on
it.
Patreon.
Do it.
Bingo. Bingo. All right. Thanks, buddy.
See you, bud.
Later. All right.
Was that
Kevin
cold?
Moranz, everyone.
Was that cold?
Yes, it was cold. It was calling in like an asshole.
He texted.
I don't
texted the
care.
group.
I don't care.
I'm just telling you, man.
He's not here. He's not his Supercross only deal, and he can't even make the
Hey, look,
Supercross shows.
this weekend he actually had a reason. I'll give him a little bit of slack.
I will cut him I will cut him 5% more
He's
slack.
trying to go out and
this.
ride his dirt bike. You do the same thing. Like, you got to give him some slack.
I will cut him 5% more slack.
Look, what'd you want him to do? He was in Elkhart. How's he going to get here?
Dude,
What?
I don't know.
Exactly.
I don't know. So, all right. Well, that concludes our first segment of the show here. So we are going to take a quick little break. We will come back with our race recap,
Are we calling him?
and then we will go to Ryan Breece. Why would we call him?
I don't know. Didn't he say he wanted to be part of the show?
Maybe. I don't know.
What are we doing?
Okay, we're going to take a break. I got to take a leak.
Okay.
And then we're going to come back. We're going to do our race recap.
Okay.
And then Breece is on in the final hour.
All right, then I'll text his dumbass and tell him we're going to call him back.
Okay, great. All right, we'll be right back. All right, and we are back. So now we are doing our Arlington race recap. Arlington race recap, the 450 class, brought to you by Holester Co, maker of Kydeck holsters for things that go bang bang. If you like things that go bang bang, make sure to check them out. They also sell things that go bang bang and the bang bangs that come out of the bang bangs and the banging, and everybody's bang banging around there.
Beeping.
Make sure to check them out at miholsterco.com. So bringing you your 450 race recap here for the Triple Crown. On the line with us, other co-host of the show, Supercross only, Cole Ugetti. How them Oreos, bud?
Oh, they're good, dude. I'm trying not to crunch into the mic right now or my AirPods.
Are they golden Oreos or regular Oreos?
They're regular, so
Double stuffed or regular stuffed?
that's where I was going with this. So the boys, we went grocery shopping while we were down south riding, and whoever was in charge of the Oreos really fucked up. They didn't get double stuff.
What
Wow.
a
Standard
fucking loser.
You should have kicked them out of the camp.
Yep, standard basic Oreos.
Bitches.
But
Wow.
you had some peanut butter and stuff. You dip them in peanut butter. It's the fucking move.
There
Okay,
you go.
I have not done that yet, but I have heard that it's the move.
Make sure you got to have milk, though, because that shit gets heavy quick.
I mean, that's easy. We always got milk.
Yeah, I
around here,
know.
bro. Trust
You
me.
always got fucking milk.
Big milk
maybe
drinker.
maybe a little vanilla. I don't know if you're an oat milk guy, but vanilla oat milk, chase it down a little bit.
No, we drink.
Okay, I
We
knew
drink-
you were about to say something.
Drink skim milk over here. We're not one of those.
I thought you were about to say we are real men over
I was
here.
gonna say I'm not a vegan. Well, I'm not gonna
Oh,
go
if
that.
you're a real man, we know what kind of milk you're drinking and where you're getting it from.
If we're see, so I'm not gonna go with the real man thing because I know then somebody's gonna be like, "Well, you gotta drink fucking whole milk," and I can't do that, dude.
That's no.
I drink that whole milk, and I'm just like,
Might as well just drink buttermilk at that point.
might as well just fucking suck it off the cow.
What the?
Not pretty much.
Anyway,
dude.
anyways,
So-
that was
Yeah,
weird.
anyway.
All right, let's get into our 450 race recap here. Let's start off.
Got some stuff to talk about this weekend.
We do got some stuff to talk about with the 450s.
Well, both classes actually.
Yeah, so let's start off.
Dude, so much. Oh my god.
First off, winner of the 450 class, Tomac goes 3-2-2 to take the win, and I mean,
Was only the winner because he was consistent. Was
Yep.
definitely not even close to the fastest
which is
guy.
a weird thing for Tomac to say, but
Yeah, I know. That was a little weird. I
Okay,
was,
but
was concerned after that first main though. That start.
yeah. But can we talk about that battle with Anderson at the end there?
Which one? Because there was two of them that he kind of. Well, the third main.
The
obviously,
third main.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean the one he backed out of.
Yeah.
In the second, I think it was the second main.
Well, he knew he had nothing
Yeah,
for
he
him.
made the move on Anderson, and Anderson squared up, cut under, did a lot of counterattacking, and Eli was just like, okay, well, I'm not dealing with this, which is also a pretty mature and smart move, in my opinion.
But that third main
You
though.
can't get at the third main. I don't think he could make anything happen.
He just wasn't as fast.
Was faster.
No, and
Yeah.
And I mean, it's super weird because watching what Ando's doing on that Kawasaki is very reminiscent of like Cooper Webb, where he can
Oh,
like
he's turning down.
turn it and make it go anywhere.
I mean, he's doing things on that Cowie. Granted, the bike's a lot better, but he's doing things on that Cowie that even RV couldn't do, and that
Yeah.
bike was tailor made for RV.
Yeah.
And I was actually going to bring that up. I was like, he's turning down further in than I've ever watched somebody turn down on a Cowie.
Dude, when they were playing cat and mouse, I was thoroughly surprised at how he was turning that bike.
Well, usually, too, I was surprised in the fact that Eli is not really the best at doing that. Like, I'm going to outthink you. And,
Yeah.
like, you know, you go inside, I'm going to go outside, but then I'm going to cut back outside. You're going to go inside. Like, he's usually not the best at that because he gets, you know, we've seen in the past he gets frustrated and then he just has a mental break. So I was, like, pleasantly surprised to see him to be able to do that for however many laps they did, 4 laps or whatever it was. But,
Yeah, well, yeah, and you bring that up too, Justin. Sorry to cut you off.
no,
but,
that's okay, bud.
After the finish line there, where Jason got up next to him, Eli had the inside,
Yep.
slowed up, and played the game with him, which
Yep.
is something you don't really see Eli do a lot.
No.
Which tells me like you really wanted to win that fucking race.
Oh yeah, and like that was even, and I'm not even calling him out for the comment that he said, like heat of the moment, whatever. Like maybe going back and like it was different at the time, and then he's rewatched it. But like there are going to be people out there, especially the Tomac fanatics, that are like, oh, he didn't have to win that, and when Ando got around him, he let up. But it's like Eli was out front, and he made the comment about, oh, the first couple laps weren't great for me. But it's like, dude, you can say that like if you're behind somebody and marking them and then close the gap. When you are Eli Tomac, you are riding as good as you are, even if we go back to previous years, and you have the lead in a Supercross race, let alone a Triple Crown. It's hard for me to buy into, and like I said, I am not calling Eli out on this. So like, don't jump on my ass about this. This is a small thing, but in making the comment, oh, my first couple laps weren't great, and then when he got around me, and then I started to loosen up a little bit, it's like, come on, bro. Like with you, of all people to have a lead in a Supercross race, let alone a Triple Crown, I'm just not buying that comment. But like I said, maybe it's one of those things. It was heat of the moment right after the race. You went back and watched it and realized, oh, like things weren't as bad as I thought. But I'm just listening to that.
I might buy it a little bit though, because when's the last time we've seen Tomac have any pressure like that? Usually he's coming from the back and winning.
Yeah.
Or he's just way the fuck out front.
But that's what I mean, though. Like
something to that with some pressure on his ass.
But that's the thing, though. Like usually, even when he has somebody latched onto him, a guy that has been able to pace him in the past, the only person to do that to him in the last 3 years is Cooper Webb. And outside of that, usually it doesn't matter who it is, Kenny or not. If they're behind him, he usually checks out. Like he's gone. Cooper Webb has been the only guy that I can honestly think of off the top of my head that has been able to
gave him a run.
Exactly. And that's only because we know how smart Coop is. Not just, they were straight up faster than him.
Yeah.
So like I said,
speaking of Coop, that pass on Barsha, like who put the pass on Barsha like that?
Well, yeah, that was a good place to do it.
We'll get to that.
Like I said, I'm not trying to put too much into it. It's not that big of a deal. I'm not harping on it. It is what it is. Like the comments are. But I'm listening to that. I'm going, okay, Eli, come on, bud. Like you were trying to win that race. You just weren't faster than him. It's okay. But he was all smiles, so I'm cool with it. Like, he wasn't like, oh, I'm pissed off, like, whatever. Like, I'm not all of a sudden a Tomac fan, but we've all talked about this. I like this version of Eli.
Yeah.
It kind of makes me wish this is what RV would have done.
Well, and did you ever listen to that podcast with the team manager over there? What's his name? Coker?
Jeremy Coker?
Yeah. Because, I mean, he basically said, he's like, when we went to Eli and told him, like, hey, we'd like to sign you, and we can't give you as much money, but I can give you, a fun environment or whatever. That was apparently a thing for Tomac, was that he was like, okay, cool. And as I think we're all seeing, he's having fun, which is good for everyone. And on top of that, I agree with Cole. He definitely looked mature last night in the playing the game, and then we'll get to Ando's maturity here in a second. He definitely looked mature last night and playing the game, and then kind of just letting him go because like, okay, cool, I'm not faster than you, and I'm not going to hang it out to fucking win. So have fun, like, see ya.
Well, I don't know if he was necessarily hanging it out because he didn't go beast mode, as we like to say with Eli. But
no, I'm talking about he didn't want to hang it out Ando was willing to.
Yeah, but this. And he's got the 6 points. He obviously doubled his points because Ando got second. But this kind of the comment that you were making at like when we were at the beginning of the series, like, oh, Eli would go east, like he's more comfortable on that dirt, the bike. He's comfortable. He feels like the bike's going to even be better on the East Coast. Like I said, it's hard. He's got the 6 point gap now. But are you? And like I said, we're only 2 races in. But are you kind of walking that back because we're going to go to Daytona? But I think when you made those comments, at least the way I was interpreting your comments is, we're going to go East Coast and we're really going to see Eli like separate himself. Is it surprising to you, and I'm talking to Travis, not Cole, because me and Cole are kind of the same with Ando. Are you a little bit surprised that he is not, like Ando's was just faster than him last night, straight up? Is that surprising to you that Eli has not been like leaps and bounds better now that we're on the East? Because he's still the points leader, so it's hard to say. I just interpret those comments that you made a couple weeks ago that you were thinking when we got to East Coast, see ya, gone. This is like 2020 Eli. And he's not been the fastest guy 2 weekends in a row. Yeah. And I know he had his issues last weekend, but let's be real. I still don't think he would have won that race if he would have got a start because Sexton was better than him. And Ando, he basically like, hey, Eli, hold my beer.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, we're 2 rounds into East. One of them's been a Triple Crown. We've got Daytona next week.
But he's the king of Triple Crowns, though.
We've got Daytona next week. Yeah, that's true. But Triple Crowns are always
won
weird.
like every one he's entered.
Yeah, right? We even saw the statistic. Like his statistics are better.
He's
so
won
like
5.
You can't really say, oh, it was a Triple Crown. He's the king of Triple Crowns.
Yeah, I don't know. To me, it's it looks okay still.
No,
It's
no, no,
fine.
no, no.
It's not. I'm not shocked he hasn't taken off as much as I thought he would. But I'm not convinced that we're still not going to see that here as we progress.
See, that's where
I don't know though. But again, we're a small sample size. We're 2 rounds into East.
But 2 rounds though,
he
he has not been the fastest guy.
Go 2 more and let's see. Now, obviously,
Daytona's different.
Is different, and so it's like super weird because here we go. The first 3 rounds of East, you've got a fucking Triple Crown, which yes, he's the king, but whatever. It's still a Triple Crown, so it's different than normal. And then we've got Daytona, and then we had Minneapolis. So let's get.
What happens if he doesn't win Daytona? Then are you going to change? I guess I'm not trying to put you on the spot. I'm just trying to get what you think, since you were the one that made the comments, and I'm not calling you out because it's fair to. It's fair to make.
I think it's gonna be scary good at Daytona, boys.
Yeah. No. I'm just saying a what if. We're playing the hypothetical game because of the conversation that I'm bringing up. If he doesn't win Daytona, is it going to be different then going into Detroit?
I mean, so Ando's really good. Okay, right now he's the best he's been in years. He looks really, really good. Obviously, the last 2 weeks,
he looks better than he did in his 2018 championship
probably
season.
yes.
I think so too.
And obviously, in the last 2 weeks, we've seen he's been slightly faster. But slightly faster is it is a touch.
But he's caught past him.
I mean, even like last night, it's like a touch.
But see. Where I would disagree with that comment, and you're right, it's not a lot. It's not like he's 2 seconds a lap faster, but he caught and passed him.
But here's my question for you.
If he would have been out front...
Is it a catch and pass because there's different mindsets there? Okay.
No, because I think his mindset's the same.
But you don't think Ando, who is 29...
They're both the same age, yeah.
29, not married, no kids, is... slightly
not married in quotation marks.
Yeah, is slightly more sendy than a guy who is. Well, I don't know. Is Tomac married yet, or is he just engaged? Whatever. Engaged, married. We'll call it married. 2 kids. Has a smidge of a thought in the back of his mind of, hey, I'm not going to push it past this limit because I don't want. There's no reason for me to wad myself. I'm not proving anything if I wad it and don't beat him. I'll prove more if I finish second and then beat him where I can.
No, because I don't think I've seen one time this year that Ando, outside of that second main in Glendale, where he has looked reckless. You can talk out the crashes, but we're talking about reckless as far as riding over their head.
Yeah.
No, because I have and that was a one slip up. That was just the way that face was. I have not seen Ando crash where he's been reckless yet. To be honest with you, if you guys can think of that, I'm not thinking of it. Again, I just haven't seen him reckless. Where if this would have been in years past, where we see Ando do kind of some dumb shit, I would be like, "You're totally correct. You are 100% correct." But I haven't seen him, to lack of a better term, ride with reckless abandonment yet. When have you watched him this year where you go, "Oh my God, he's riding over his head"?
Yeah, but I don't think I'm not talking about reckless. So when you say reckless abandonment, I think of. Jet last year or whatever the year before. I think of Faulkner in previous years. That's reckless abandonment, which I don't think we're going to see because these guys are
what I mean
older.
About the sending it comment,
but
though.
I do think there is a notch more send in Ando than what there is in Tomac anymore. And I think we've seen, look at it. We've seen it now, whether it's team, whatever. We've seen it over the last couple of years almost, we saw it last year with Tomac. There wasn't that send. He took it when it was there.
Yeah.
But there was not beast mode Tomac the last whatever of the race like there was in years past. I do think there is, it's not much, but it's just enough that it's what we're seeing where Ando is beating him at some of these races. But then again, I think we're going to get to point. I think there's going to be plenty of races where you're not going to see that.
But the thing, though, is that I almost feel like, though, that Eli at his best right now and Ando at his best, it's a 50-50.
I would agree.
Because, I guess my only problem with that comment, and it's hard to disagree because we know it's a thing, it's just I feel that when we make those comments, it's very unfair to the other person on that conversation.
Now,
because that's if people, and I'm not saying you, but say we get to the end of this championship and Anderson wins by 1 fucking point, and somebody goes, well, the only reason he won by that 1 point or 2 points or whatever is because Eli didn't push it at one of these races. don't we feel like that's a little bit discrediting Anderson? Because we think that Eli didn't push it, but it's like, well, how is that fair to the other guy in the back end? Because we wouldn't do that with a 250 guy.
If they battle like we've seen, then it's stupid to say
you
something
just know how
like
people
that.
would.
Yeah, I know. But that's what you're gonna get. But I mean, I don't know.
Well,
he's riding great. So,
yeah.
Cole, go ahead.
I also want to point out Anderson would be your overall winner.
He would be.
If he didn't.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Find a little gap and try to kick the door open.
Well, think about not even that. And you and me, Cole, we've talked about this before. Okay, the Barsha incident at A1. If he just gets second, the radiator cap issue. Say he just gets second there, and this was his fault. The first main was his fault, and then the instance in Glendale was his fault. But say he gets second in that main too. Anderson's your points leader by what? I think it'd be more than 6 at this point.
Oh yeah.
So like you coulda, woulda, shoulda, and it is what it is, and that's part of racing. But you also, I think you have to give, and this is the last thing I'll say about Anderson, since we've been talking about him and he got second, is you also got to kind of give him a little bit of credit in the sense that it's like he is actually, if you take it down to the technical side of it, he has been better than Eli this year. I know the points don't say it, but if you actually want to look at how these races go, there's not a person that actually has an idea of what's going on when you're watching a race that can't say that Anderson has not been better. Like he has. Yeah. It's fact. He has been better than Eli. And that's not taking anything away from Eli. Eli has rode a great season so far. But it's like if you take 2 of those instances that were not his fault, Glendale in this round was, those 2 weren't. He's your points leader by quite a bit of margin already.
So here's something interesting I'd like to see too. I would like to see Anderson get a bad start and watch him come through and see where we get to. Because we haven't really had that yet, have we? I was just trying to think as we were talking, and I don't think we've seen him.
I mean,
A1 was his worst
kind of area.
I think A1 was his worst start, and he was like what 9th on the first lap?
but I'm saying like bad.
I think it'd be the same, though.
Like Tomac bad start. Like,
but don't you think
he's buried?
Well,
15th.
I mean, he did come through the pack at the radiator race.
I think it'd be this. Don't you think it'd be the same though? I think it would be the same result.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, it'd just be
because you know he's not going to be afraid to throw it in on people.
Oh, I know.
Oh, he was blowing past those dudes like they were standing still at the radiator race.
So I totally agree with you. I feel like to answer that question the best I could is I feel like it'd be the same thing. Like him and Eli pretty much have the same exact racecraft, except Eli doesn't throw it in on people.
Yeah.
Like sometimes they're fucking insane, and other times they're like boneheads.
Yeah.
So.
Overall, I don't give a shit who wins this, and I'm not trying to argue either way.
Yeah, I'm not either. I'm just
pointing out things of like, and it's great. Yeah, I really hope it maintains the way it's going, where it's like, okay, cool. Obviously, we all probably think that Tomac's going to win this weekend at
we would think, but we don't know what is Anderson going to look like on a more outdoor track on that Cowie, because as good as he's been in Supercross, I know that he's not known as an outdoor guy.
Yeah,
but for all we know, he could be fucking insane.
Yeah.
We just don't. That's the thing.
Yeah.
We don't know how either of these guys are actually going to do. We assume that, yes, you're correct. Tomac's going to win. He's looked great on the Yamaha. He's great at Daytona. But for all we know, Anderson, this Kawasaki might be the reason why he never won an outdoor championship. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like
outdoor championship, how about overall?
Yeah, well, that's what I mean.
How about win a race?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we know that he's been fast and yes, you guys get what I'm saying though. Like we just don't know. Maybe this Kawasaki is just the thing that Anderson needed to like put him over the hump, because it's not like all these guys that he grew up racing with, and we're not going to beat the whole 20-year thing. He was better than a lot of these dudes as amateurs. Mm-hmm. So like it's fair to assume that if he'd have been in the right circumstance when he went pro, it would be the same thing.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like I said, yes, we assume Tomac's going to win. But if Anderson goes out and smashes it, it's a weird thing because it's one race and it's Daytona, but I think it's because Eli's so fucking good at Daytona, you have a hard time believing anybody's going to beat him there.
Yeah.
So if he gets beat straight up, that's a whole different conversation that we're having after Daytona.
Yeah. One more thing with the Ando. So the Ando Malcolm incident. I mean, racing incident, but just, I don't know. He
made a bonehead.
It was a stupid move. Yeah.
Bonehead.
That was all there was to it. So, I mean.
Yeah, I mean, are you talking Mookie Ando deal?
Yeah.
I don't know if he's got to be smarter than that, or Mookie's got to quit turning down so hard in the corners, because if you watch Sexton, the only reason he went down is because Mookie was basically going backwards on the straightaway.
Yeah.
Well, also,
and
who
James
was it?
always did that shit and got in trouble doing the same thing. Like, people would run into James for doing the same shit.
And then Mookie did this like 2 years ago in one of the West Coast rounds. I can't remember who it was, but he had the same thing. He did the same thing.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah,
It's obviously not Malcolm's
So-
fault. It's Anderson's fault. He takes the 99% blame pie. But once again, though, like now going back and re-looking at it, we saw slow-mo, and he even said it. He held it on a little bit too long, but you could see how hard he was loading up on that front brake. Like that bitch was like completely stopped, and then Malcolm
it
just
was
turned
locked up.
Yeah,
Kinda.
and Malcolm just turned down into him. But once again, it was Anderson's fault. But it's not like he went in there trying to clean him out.
Yeah.
like he knows that that's not going to be a good result
But hey,
for
man,
anybody.
it's a little.
Well, Sexton, same thing. Soxton. Sexton had to lock. Soxton had to lock up the front wheel.
Yeah.
And lay it over, not to get into him.
Yeah, but again, I mean, and like we're talking about, Mookie turns down here, but with the Ando thing, dude, it's a little thing like that that'll cost you this title, whether it's fucking up your bike because you both went down, both going down and costing you positions, or, I mean, who knows now? I'm sure we'll find out this week, but Mookie was fucking pissed after that happened, and granted, he wasn't anywhere around him the rest of that night, but we all know these guys hold shit for a while.
I don't think
and,
Mookie,
like,
though, is it kind of some of the comment that I made in the group chat. I don't think with the way Malcolm's year's going that he's going to risk doing something stupid just to get some payback. If he can get third in the points, that's a big bonus for him.
There's no risk.
Yeah.
There's no risk for him to fucking take out some dude's front wheel real quick.
But if it costs
So-
him in the process, like you really think that he's going to take Anderson out and then it take a chance of him costing him a race that gets him third? We don't know the contracts, but let's be real.
I don't know,
his
man.
contract for getting top 3 in points.
It's probably good. Yeah, it's probably-
Exactly, and he's not
probably got
going
a
to.
good bonus.
I
Going.
think Malcolm's been around this long enough that he's not going
What
to
are-
waste it.
What are all these people talking about? And I'd have to go back and look, but people are like, "Oh, well, that was payback from like A1 or something." Did Mookie and Anderson get into it, and Anderson got the short end of the stick at one of the first couple of rounds?
I don't know. I don't
In a
remember.
heat race, maybe?
That I don't remember.
I don't remember.
Because people were like, "Yeah, that's payback for that." Because I think maybe something happened in the heat race.
I was about to say in the main, I'm pretty sure Anderson was ahead of Malcolm that entire time at
The
A1.
whole
I
time.
don't
Yeah.
know.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, because he got cleaned out by Marv. So
Yeah.
I think something happened in the heat race.
Maybe I don't buy
I'd
it
have
though.
to go back and look.
Anderson, I also don't buy it. Like, yeah, he's done stupid, still bonehead moves and stuff, but
Yeah, I don't think it's payback, but
Yeah.
yeah, there was something that went down before. Like Mookie's not an angel either.
Anderson realizes the situations that he's in right now, and he cannot spot Eli any points at all. So I don't know. It's an insane turn of events that's going on with him right now because I do not remember the last time somebody this far into their career who won a championship, then went that long without winning a race, gets on a brand new bike, and then all of a sudden is rejuvenated at 29 years old.
Yeah.
That just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
That does not happen in motocross. Like I don't even think there's anybody that you can line up
No.
that's been like that.
No. But all right, enough with Ando. Moving on. So Webb goes 1-4-4 for third. I mean, gifted that win in the first one, and he even said it. He was like, "They gave me that one, but I'll take it. So thanks." I mean, looked better, but it wasn't great. He looked feisty in qualifying. He was jumping out there in
pretty good in the
front.
whoops.
Yeah. So maybe they're making improvements on this bike, and we'll see. But I think he
fired Burner.
That's fucking weird too. I've been trying to do some digging. I mean, you were in that one group chat.
Yeah,
where I was
well,
trying to dig
yeah.
it up. I'm trying to do some digging and find out what happened there. But everybody's under NDAs.
That
so.
comment that we saw, the comment from the person in that group chat, that
Yeah.
just shows that nobody in this fucking sport will take accountability for shit.
No,
It pisses me off.
no. So yeah, weird thing. And then now it's like, okay, so you fired Burner. So what are you doing for trainer now? Like, did you go back to Alden?
I wonder
No, I
what
don't
the fuck
think
the
so.
deal was there.
I don't know. No one will say anything. I'm gonna do some more digging this week and see if I can figure anything out. But I haven't heard anything yet.
Maybe he's just doing his own thing at the 83 compound.
Yeah, who knows? So, Sexton, fourth overall with a 4.35. I mean, that's just kind of okay night.
Considering how last weekend went, but yeah, it just showed that like his week probably a prep didn't go well, and he faded towards the end of those mains. But
They're
like,
ju-
it's to be expected.
I mean, there just wasn't a lot of pop all day out of him that
No.
I saw. Nothing that blew off the page. Stu 5.63, and Stu looked feisty in that first one before obviously everything happened. And I totally thought there was a possibility that he was going to win that first one there. I mean, Ando was coming on,
Ando was going to pass him had he not done that.
but I don't know, man. That looked good though. It was definitely a good look to see him out in front.
Look, Malcolm is taking advantage of all the situations that he's been in this year, and don't get my words mixed up. Like, he's obviously been super fast. We know he's been on the podium twice now, I think. He's third in points. Like, his speed is always there, even though we haven't seen heat race Mookie, even though he's won 2 heat races now, I think it is. But every situation he has made the best of this year, and you cannot discredit him, say anything about him. He has literally just been solid as a rock, and every situation that has happened, like the heat race and stuff, or that first main, like Eli buried, Anderson coming from a few spots back, Coop was buried, Barsha was like he's out front, and he's riding his own race,
Flicking it off, baby.
He's doing what he has to do. And I think we're going to get to the end of the season, whether he gets third in points or not. Coop's closed up on a little bit the last couple weekends. Sexton can probably go back on a roll. Who knows? It's probably those 2 guys. That's it. He is doing the best with what he has right now, and that is big credit to him. Because most guys, when they get things, I don't want to say handed to them, but certain situations, they usually throw them away. And he's doing what he can, and mad props to him for that.
Yep. So, all right. Barsha 276. I mean, look good that first one. Then he started doing Barsha things like taking out Dylan and shit. So,
and I think in the
Oh yeah. I'll leave on this note because I just pulled in the garage. But man, Justin, that's gotta chap your ass. Seeing Barsha just put your boy in the dirt.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'll be honest with you. I don't know what I was doing, and I don't even. Did they even catch the whole actual takeout on TV?
yeah.
Okay, so
yeah, it's on TV. And
Okay.
also, I want to point out how shitty Dylan looked in the whoops.
Yeah. Well, for me to critique him on whoops.
Hey, wait. Hold on. Hold on. Cole,
No.
Cole.
His technique was and like what I was trying to say, I was trying to figure out how to articulate it. Who am I to, critique him on technique and whoops? But his technique is like gone away in the whoops the last couple weekends. It is absolute garbage. He is literally extended off the back, has no control over what the front end's doing. And I don't know if that's like him going away from what DV's telling him and he's trying something new. But usually Dylan looks pretty damn good in the whoops. It's not just this weekend, Cole. The last couple weekends, he's kind of looked like dog shit. And I don't blame the bike. I blame him. Like, I don't know what he's doing. But I saw the tail end of the takeout. So I don't know what I was doing at the time. I'll have to go back and watch it.
Oh, he V-lined right after the finish line.
Yeah.
I mean, it's what Barsha does. Like, Dylan just didn't look, he just didn't look like,
Oh, yeah.
he
Who
looked
did he
shit.
ass pack? He ass packed somebody, too, didn't he?
Yeah. He ass packed Brayton.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Well, that was definitely not Dylan's fault. And Jamar had the same thing happen to him. We'll get into that.
Hey, so
This
wait.
is like the first 2 years of Dylan on 250F.
So Cole, before you go, watch this. So Justin, you want to spew some more bullshit about how he's going to win Daytona next week? Or
I never said he was going to win Daytona.
Oh wait, hold on.
I said he was going to beat Mookie. I never said he was going to win Daytona.
Oh yeah. So you want to spew some more shit on that, or
I will still stand that he beats Mookie at Daytona.
Wow.
We're not going to get into
Cole,
this.
We'll
Cole,
see. We'll
you
see.
heard it.
I'll mark it down. I'm ready.
I don't have a problem with that. He's a fucking he's a better rider in that type of soil and that type of atmosphere than Mookie is. It's fact.
Be lucky to
we're
break the
about to
top
find
10
out.
at the rate he's going.
What do you mean? He was in the top 10 even riding like douche the whole night.
958. And now he's
do you know how to count?
Now
That's
he's,
fucking
now,
in the
now
top
he's got
10.
now he's got longer track to fuck up on. This is
Longer-
gonna go well.
well, longer-
Shorter start, longer track. This is gonna go well.
Longer track to make up spots, bud.
Okay.
Well, I hope the guy, he needs a good race.
I'm just saying he's beating Mookie. I didn't fucking say he was going to win.
Is the panic button out for him?
No. Why would the panic button be out for him?
I'm not panicking on Dylan. Maybe his supercross skills, but
Yeah.
outdoors will
When that
be
man goes out and fucking wins another outdoor title,
Well,
who
yeah,
gives
I
a
mean,
shit?
that'd be the thing.
Yeah, who gives a shit?
Maybe. So
Well,
anyway. All right, thanks,
boys,
Cole.
so I'm about to unload this unit, and then
Jesus
thanks for
Christ.
having me. You guys have a
A
good
Justin
rest of the
Barsha unit?
Justin Barsha unit.
No, not quite. I wish.
Yeah.
Unreal.
My pants aren't that tight,
Unreal.
and I don't have anything to show off like that.
Okay, that
Jesus
went
Christ.
way too far.
All right, cool. Later, buddy.
Yeah,
see ya.
we grow, we don't show.
Oh,
Okay,
God,
bro.
here we
See
go.
you, Lee. See you
All
later.
right, later.
All right, later, boys.
Later.
All right, so so Dylan 958 ass packs Brayton, gets taken out by Barsha. I mean, it's just this
Yeah, it was just bad.
Supercross is just a disaster for him this year. And like you said, his whoop technique looks like shit. Last week he gets all sketchy, takes out his teammate. I mean, dude, it is not going at all.
I think it's just, who fucking knows what's going on? Like I said, like these guys, we talk about it enough. These guys aren't transparent with shit. We don't fucking know.
Let's just sign him as an outdoor rider only.
I don't think he'd have a problem with that. Because, if he fucking wins every outdoor championship he's in, I don't think he's going to give a shit.
So-
I'm real honest with you. Like, I bet if you went to him and it's like, hey, man, you don't have to ride Supercross, I don't feel, in all honesty, taking sarcasm out of it, I feel like Dylan is one of those guys that'd be like, oh, cool. Okay, I'll just ride outdoors. Like, I don't think he cares.
Yeah. Justin Brayton in 8th, 7, 10, 11. Dude, he is just happy
Top
to
5
be there.
starts.
Yeah, great starts.
Was running, what was it? Was it the second main?
I don't know.
One of the mains, like, well, when we had Kev on, he made that comment because he was running top 5 for like a good 2-3 laps. I think it was the second main. And we just know his speed over that amount of time, even over in 12+1, like it's just not there anymore.
Yeah.
Like we would have seen in the past with Triple Crowns. But I mean, dude, top 10 pretty much every weekend. Well, not every weekend, but close to every weekend. Top 10 on the board in practice, like transferring through the heat races.
And he's just happy to be there.
I feel like this is a bomb-ass season for him. This is a great season for Brayton at 38 years old or whatever
He's
he is.
38, and he is just pumped to be there.
Like, he's just top 10. Just
That's
top.
what he says every interview I listen to. He's just pumped to be there.
I mean, he's there. His kids are there. His wife's there. Like, dude, he's having the time of his life, man.
Yeah. So,
And we get to go to Braytona this weekend.
I mean, you can't fault him. 38 years old, and he's getting 8th place in
and
a
he gets
450 Supercross.
And he's still getting paid good money to ride a dirt bike for a living. Like, I don't
Bingo.
think he gives a shit.
So, Shane McElrath, 9th, 10, 12, 7. Had a whole shot there, led a little bit in one of the, I don't remember which one it was.
I think it was the third main. That back, I think we're already seeing signs of it.
Yep.
And I'm real afraid for Daytona this weekend.
Yep.
I think this might be the weekend that it finally just goes.
Yep. 100%. Dino, 8, 13, 9.
Didn't look real great, to be honest with you. Like, the 8-9 is great, the 13, bad. But
Had him on my fantasy team, took him off my fantasy
I'm going to be
team.
real honest. Yeah, because he was dookie in practice. I'm going to
Yeah.
be real honest with you. I kind of thought with Max going out and with Aaron going out this week that he would be like...
You would think he'd get a bump of like a couple of spots here.
Yeah, and just no.
We just didn't see that. No, wasn't great. So, Vince Freeze, 12, 8, 10. That was
Dude.
good. Relevant. Relevant. I mean,
But he qualified 8th, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
holy shit.
Fast.
Really? Like,
yep.
Okay, so...
On a track with 2 whoop sections.
Yeah, I know. He seems to be better in the whoops though on that 450. I don't know if that's just because comfortability of riding it, and knowing like, hey, I have to push in deeper with the 250.
Yeah.
Has there been any word if Moto Concepts is for sure still going outdoors?
I don't know. I haven't heard that yet.
I really hope they go outdoors because I really want to see Vince on a 250 outdoors.
Be
I
interesting.
think he would be really, really good.
Yeah.
I know that he'd probably rather ride a 450 outdoors.
Yeah.
But I really hope that they go. We know that Brayton's not going to ride outdoors, but at least with him and Oldenburg, like put them on 250s, go ride outdoors.
Yeah.
I hope that they go ride outdoors, and I think that that's their plan.
Maybe. We'll see. Heartthrob, 12th place. Real good finish for him. 13,
Dude,
13, 14, 12. He's moving on up.
You got to give the guy credit, man. Everything that he was saying with the team being at odds with the team, the bike setting last year, and barely making all the mains, and now he's easily making mains in top 15.
And we needed time to develop, okay? I mean, like we said, he's young.
Good. He's going to be good. I think he's going to be good again outdoors. I think so. I really do. I mean, he was top 10 at the end of the year. We know that there was a lot of guys out.
Yep.
But we know that he's not a supercross guy. He's more of an outdoor guy. And I think that this is a good look for him. I think he's just going to be good.
Yep.
So you got to give the guy credit.
Just got to take a breath for this next one. Ken Roxon, 13th with a 16.916. He looked really feisty in qualifying and was at the top of the board, battling with those guys for fastest qualifier. Then he has a tip over, and then we're done.
Then he gets into it with Marv in the third main. Was it third or second?
Didn't get into it. Third
Well,
main.
you know what I mean? Like,
Didn't
he was
get
part-
into it. Suck Marv into his rear
He was
wheel.
part. Okay, not getting into it. He was part of both of them going down.
Yeah. And couldn't get by Kev, and
I am real.
as Kev pointed out.
I'm real worried for this weekend.
It's bad.
And it's going to be hot. Well, hot.
Panic
hot
button.
in normal circuit. It's going to be in the mid 80s.
We are slamming the panic button on this one right now.
Dude.
It's bad, dude. It's fucking terrible.
And I
to
still,
be honest with you,
I still
it's terrible.
stand. I still stand by my comments, and I don't remember if you agreed with me or not. I don't remember if Cole did. I don't think we see him outdoors, man. I don't know what's going to happen with the Jets.
It's hard to see him going outdoors.
But here's
when
the
it's
thing,
this bad.
and we know the thing about Jet. We know that they want him on that 450.
Yeah.
That's going to be very interesting, and obviously fucking, the people that should know, we won't fucking know until the last minute. Well, maybe we will, but other people won't. if he just tells Honda, I don't want to go outdoors, it really makes me wonder what Lars and everybody is going to say, because they're not just going to go outdoors with Chase. Do they bump Jet up and they just say, hey, this is what we want? But then it goes back to, well, they are not going to get him to defend the I'm just really curious to see what happens if we find out towards the end of Supercross that Kenny has said, I'm not racing outdoors, because things are going to get super interesting over at that Honda truck if he just comes out and tells Lars, I don't fucking want to do it.
Yeah.
Because I just don't know what they're going to do. You just don't know what they want to do, because you know they're going to want Jet to defend that number one title, because it's been a long time since Honda has had the number one plate for outdoors.
Yeah.
But then it's like, we want him on the 450. We really want him there. But then it's like, we just leave Hunter that Chance is not going pro for, I don't know. That fucking team,
Maybe.
if Kenny comes out and tells them that they doesn't want to ride outdoors,
Yeah.
Honda is going to be in a predicament, and they're going to have to figure some shit out. And I'm just really interested to see, because it's going to be drama for everyone.
Yeah.
But I stand by my comments. I don't think we see Ken Roczen race outdoors this year. There's no fucking way. And Daytona,
It's hard
like I
to
said,
see it. It's hard to see it.
I'm really scared this weekend that Daytona is going to be very, very, very bad for him.
Well, it can't be much worse than 16th.
No, it can't, but we could just see the final nail in the coffin that is Ken Roczen's career.
Yeah.
I mean, he could race Daytona this weekend and just have a fucking meltdown and just not show up.
I am super interested to see where he goes after this.
I think he's done, man.
I don't think so. I think he's going to keep racing. I think he's going to sign with someone else.
Look, I would love to agree with you, but part of me if everything we have heard and the comments, and once again, we're not going to talk about this, that stuff just doesn't go away with new surroundings.
I know it doesn't just go away, but I don't know that he is mentally done himself yet. And what I mean by that is he might mentally be done racing here, but mental-wise, he just cannot put it away yet. So
Which
I
is
don't know.
weird for a guy like him, because he's still getting paid a lot of money. So it's not like if he fucking...
mentally, I think he's done with that bike. He is, yeah. So
which we've seen, once again, is bullshit after the last 2 weekends.
Yeah.
That bike is still good.
yeah, I don't know. So anyway, and from one to another, I mean, Marv goes 11-11-22. What the fuck was that fade in the first one? Because
it was
first
the same
two
thing
laps,
that happened in fucking Oakland. Wasn't it Oakland or San
something
Diego?
like that? Yeah, but the first two laps, I'm like, dude, Marv's about to go win this fucking race.
And I don't know if you caught it, but I think it was Ricky was saying something that they think he was having bike issues, because he kept looking down underneath the tunnel.
They said that, and then he looked down right on camera.
Was he looking down on the right side or the left side?
The left.
So maybe he was stuck in second gear or something, or second
I
or
don't know.
third or some shit. But I'm just sitting there going, what the fuck is this? Is the second time this year has happened.
Yeah.
What is going on with him?
I don't know. It's a weird situation. We may never know.
God, we're not going to know. Let's be
No.
real. It sucks too, man, because God, he was looking good in that first
He
main.
was.
He was looking so good.
Was, and then the fade started.
I just
and it
really
never
want him.
stopped.
I really want him to get at least a win before he goes out this year.
Yeah.
I really want it.
Maybe. So 15th, Chiz, who's going to Chiz with a 17, 15, 13. Just a
Chiz numbers.
thing. 16th was Amart with a 20, 16, 14.
Bro, practice? Holy shit. Bad.
Yeah.
Fucking
It was
bad.
terrible.
Just terrible. And
It
then that
was-
high side that he decided to do.
Oh, yeah. That was
Like-
real bad.
Amart, what are you doing?
I don't know. He's
What are you
Alex
doing?
Martin. He can't touch the fucking ground.
He's going to die outdoors.
He's got foot pegs that are,
Raised like 5 millimeters.
no, I think it's 7. And then he has insoles that are 1.5 inches thick to give him more height.
He's going to die outdoors.
He's going to die.
He's going to
He's going to fucking die. Boy, Kevin Moranz, 19, 18, 15. Great job for him. Starling, 18th with an 18, 17, 17. So good for him. Bogle, 19th, 15, 22, 18. There's
Another
another
guy that's
guy
done.
that's just like, whew.
done after this year.
Yep. Cade, 14, 20, 21 for 20th. All right. Carnell, 22, 19, 19. Okay. And Joan Cross rounds it off with a 21, 21, 20 for
Good for those
22nd.
two. Good for those guys.
Yeah, so good for those guys for making the main. Carnell's making it on a fucking 250, so that's impressive.
Joan Cross has officially become the new darling of getting starts in the LCQs.
Yeah.
I really wanted to jab at Kev going, how does it feel going to the LCQs knowing that there's a guy that you're racing that has better starts than you?
Yeah, that's weird. So
Good for them, though. Congrats to them, especially for Carnell. I mean, Carnell is obviously more established than Joan Cross, at least here in the States.
yeah,
But good for Cross. I think that's only the third main he's ever made. And, yeah, just good for him, man. Because let's be honest, no shot at him. But he doesn't have top-end speed like a lot of these dudes.
No.
Especially even the LCQ guys. So he is literally making it in through the LCQs on starts.
yeah,
and racecraft. He is not making it in because he is faster than these dudes. I mean, dude, there's been a lot of times where you've looked at the board and he's been like 30th fastest.
Yeah.
So that's not an easy thing to do in this day and age. So congratulations to him. Good on him. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. All right, so moving on to 250s here. 250s brought to you by Gutter Worx. Look them up at gutterworksgutters.com. Josh and Kayla, locally owned company, Southwest Michigan. So if you need some beautiful seamless gutters,
great people,
make sure to check them out. All right, let's start here. Well, let's start with the big news. Let's go with the Jet and Fork. Hold on, I gotta go put my sweatshirt on, dude. I'm freezing right now.
I was about to say.
Talk about Jet and Forkner. Go.
So we all know the situation. Jet was closing in on Austin. Jet almost died in the whoops for the third time, and we'll talk about him specifically when we actually just talk about him. But goes to the outside on Forkner. Forkner stays tight in the corner. Jet cross ruts, bounces him to the outside, hits the tough block, pitches away to the outside, and he basically crossed over on Austin. It was not Jet's fault. Jet was not maliciously trying to take out Austin. It wasn't even a race incident. It's literally just bad situation altogether. Like Kev said, Jet pushed it a little bit further, so he basically had the suspension to soak it up and face it, where Austin just gravity killed him and slammed him in the middle of the transition. But it wasn't anybody's fault. Like I said, Jet just hit the tough block and it pitches way to the outside. And when you have that much energy going through your body and through the bike, there's nothing you're going to do about it. And it was a bad situation. I can't stress this enough. I feel so bad for Forkner, because this literally was looking like the season that he was being more mature, and he was going to just, if the race win was there, he was going to take it. And if not, he was just going to settle for whatever place his speed was at. And just fucking kind of like you said in the group chat, if Forkner didn't have bad luck, he wouldn't have no luck.
Yeah.
And I know that you're not a Forkner guy, but I know that you had to be watching there sitting going, God, that fucking sucks for him.
It does. So it sucks for everyone, because obviously we don't get to watch that battle, and it was shaping up to be a good battle.
Especially going into Daytona this weekend, a race that Forkner has won before.
Yeah, so, it was just terrible. I mean, you watch that, and at first you're just like, holy shit, that just happened. And then you go back and start watching replays, and you're going, oh yeah, so Jet almost dies in the whoops. And if you did you watch the slow-mo of him going through the whoops? I mean, dude, he's 90 degrees, bike kicked out to the right. Somehow
that
saves
bitch
it.
almost like was completely sideways facing the concrete.
And then just hooks it around the outside, and just, I don't know, man, just too much momentum carries him into that tough block. You can see the tough block move, so he obviously hits it. And when he goes off that face, you can tell he's just like, oh shit, because there is nobody English to try to bring it back. He didn't scrub that way. It was literally just, he hit that, it shot him off that direction, and he just went fuck. And you can just see him look to go like, where am I going to hit him and where am I going to hit? And yeah, Jet got lucky. I thought Jet was hurt for a second
Jet got real lucky because he was down too and he wasn't moving there for a minute.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's why I said what I said in the group chat. I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
Because RJ had just crashed the main before, and we'll get to that. And I'm like, really? Did we just lose 3 of the top 5 guys all in one fucking night?
Yeah. So, dude, just bummer deal. But then again, just stupid, like, not stupid stuff by Jet, just like little dumb things. Like, okay, the first main, I'll give it to you. You're coming out. You get a start, and that was just a weird ass thing there. Okay?
Yeah, he just pivoted too hard in the back and came around him a lot harder than he thought. But the third main, dude, second main, rode great. We don't even have to talk about that. Like, he just got out front and set a gap.
And he rode great that first main, too, after he got up there. He was
still a little... Yeah. There were moments where he was a little sketchy, but the third main, same thing. And this goes back to my comment with Jet. Once again, young kid, still trying to be more mature. But he's kind of doing the same thing sometimes that AC did. Like, he's just reacting instead of using his brain. And we all know what he was doing. Got a great start. He wanted to get into that corner a little bit quicker so he could get a gap, try to push, do what he did in the second main.
Yep.
But it's like, dude, okay, at the worst, even if you push out a little bit, you're second going in that rhythm section, you have nothing to bank off of. There's no rut. There's no berm there. You go down. You not only take a chance of getting run over, which he got very thankfully didn't get run over. And then it's like, okay, even if you don't get run over, you're dead last now on the first lap.
Bingo.
And you have to go through a lot of guys that you are substantially faster than. Mm-hmm. It's like, dude, just... take it down a notch.
Yeah.
Like, you know what you can do in that second main. You did it. You did it in Minneapolis. Why are you doing that? And this is what scares me with him. And who knows? Maybe he goes to Daytona and he wins by whatever, or maybe he doesn't. But this is the thing that still scares me with him in Supercross. He rushes things too much.
Yeah.
And even in that whoop section in the third main, 3 laps in a row.
Yeah, he got way out
Why?
of hand.
Why
Yeah.
are you going to the left side? The first time when you almost fucking pitch it sideways, okay,
Yeah.
stop, go to the right, rhythm through, and he just kept doing it every lap.
Yeah.
And I think that's sometimes, and it's the Stu thing, you almost think you're almost too talented for your own good sometimes.
Yep.
You think no matter how sideways that bike gets or no matter what it does, you can bring it back around. And most of the time he's been able to, but we've also seen in the past he doesn't.
Yeah.
He got lucky. There was a lot of times, especially that third time, right almost before the Fortner incident, I thought he was fucking sending it out the door.
Yep.
And if he would have shot left and you end up in the concrete, you're done.
Yeah.
So it's like, man, I want to see him finish, and it's like, dude, what are you doing?
There was lots of little things like that last night that was just like, dude, just take a breath. You're faster than all of these guys. Like, let's face it, no one is sitting here arguing that jet speed isn't there.
No.
You're faster than all of them.
It's just the problem
Just take a breath, and you'll get there by the end of the race. And I know last night, here we are again, Triple Crown, shorter races. So does that play into it if he's like, fuck, I gotta go type deal? But then you watch like that second one, dude, and it is just like the most beautiful thing you've ever seen happen because he's not pushing too hard. He's cruising. Corner speed's great. Straight as an arrow through the whoops. Perfect technique. Like, it is fucking amazing. And then you watch stuff like that, and I think what that third main just turned into, shit, I made a mistake in the first one and finished fourth. Now I made another mistake. Fuck, I got to go to the front so I can, like, really... And you know, and he's got a good group around him. Like, I'm sure his dad is going, dude, like, calm the fuck down.
The scary thing, though, is that this is now... So this is his third... Well, technically his second year.
Yeah.
Because obviously he didn't finish all of his rookie season. We're not going to get into that. We
Yep.
know what happened. But his second year of Supercross.
Yeah.
Call it 2.5 years, 2.25 years. This is a pattern now.
Yeah.
When he doesn't get the start, he fucking implodes.
Yeah.
He gets to start, we know what happens. Like, he's fucking won some of these races by 15 seconds when he has 2 people to pass. That has got to be for you. I don't dislike Jet. I'm more of a Hunter guy. I like Jet, but I'm not on the Jet train as much as everybody else. But you being a Jet guy,
Yeah.
now that this is actually a pattern,
Yeah.
that's got to concern you a little bit because when you're sitting there watching him, and if he gets a 10th place start, even though we know he's faster than these guys, at least in Supercross outright, and it's not close, you've got to be sitting there going, well, what Jet are we going to get? Are we going to get the guy that goes to the front, or are we going to get the guy that goes around? And the problem is, like I said, with a pattern, going off statistics, and I'm trying to do this more, statistics says he will hit the ground.
Yep.
And that's got to be concerning for you, a guy that likes Jet as much as you do.
So I am. So it's so weird because it's like you watch last week, okay, and you just think, man, he is matured. Like, he was not pushing it last week to go win by 30 seconds or anything. You're like, oh, this is awesome. Then you watch this week and you go, fuck, dude, if stuff doesn't go right, just take the fourth. Like,
Yeah.
you go 4-1-4, you're still going to get third. You're
getting
probably
points.
going to get second over J-Mart.
You're getting points.
You're getting points. You didn't hit the ground. You're not sore. We're good to go for next week.
Yep.
But instead, we have these freakouts like that, and it's like, dude, and again, we all have to look at it. He's still just a fucking kid.
Yep.
And like, this is what we're going to get with him being a kid, and hopefully he can crack through his own skull here, not in the literal sense, but
Yeah.
in the metaphoric sense, and get this figured out to where like he does something like last night. Instead of pushing through and then causing the issue with him and Faulkner there and all that shit, he just takes the 4th or 5th, lets the chips fall where they may, and then continues on his way.
But the problem is, though, is how far are we going to get in his career where we stop using that he's just a kid? Because, yes, he is still a kid.
It's hard because he's only 18,
But
so he's got years.
But the problem, though, is that he is, yes, just a kid, but he's now been a professional for almost 3 years.
Yeah.
So, yes, you can say that maturity, as Coach likes to use, athletic maturity,
yes.
he's still he's low because he's not old, but he's also been doing this long enough now. He knows what happens when you ride over your comfort zone. He knows he knows this is my breaking point, and this is when I go into the red. So, and I'm not trying to shit on him while he's like is having a down moment, because he is having a down moment.
Yeah.
But the thing, though, is, like I said, the pattern, because if you go back for the last since his rookie season, every race that he's gotten a good start, he's either won or got second.
Yeah.
But the problem, though, is that the pattern shows that when he doesn't get a start, he doesn't finish on the box.
Yeah.
he doesn't finish on the box more often than not. It's just the problem is that when he gets a start, his ratio is so much better that those first and second are outweigh the seventh and eighths.
Yeah.
But like I said, look at how many times last season, okay, he gets a start, either wins or gets second. But those few times that he didn't get a good start, it was bad.
Yeah.
That's the thing that I still have to stand by with Jet and Supercross is that I'm still not convinced that if he doesn't get a start, he's not going to implode. And it's not like he's the first person to ever do it. We've seen Ricky do it. We've seen James do it. We've seen Travis do it. We've seen all these guys do it. So it's not like it's him.
Yeah.
But the thing, though, is that you're getting to a point in your career, and especially now that there's this push to get him on a 450, I don't think he has too much this might even be his last year to do it because they might just say, screw it, and we're putting you on a 450 next year.
Yeah.
I feel with all the hype around him that if he doesn't go win a Supercross title on a 250 before he goes to the 450, it's kind of a black mark on him because it's like, dude, we know you have the speed. We know you have the fitness. Now it's just the mental. Mm-hmm. And it's like, dude, you've been doing this long enough now. And like I said, 2.5 years isn't a long time, but in racing it is. You know what you got to do to win these races because it's not like if he never won a race before, this conversation's different.
Yeah.
But it's like, bro, you got to start, you win by 10 seconds. You know how to win these fucking races.
Yeah.
You know what you have to do to put yourself in to win those. You just won a title outdoors. You know what you have to do to win a title. But it's like, bro, you got to get out in your own way sometimes. Mm-hmm. And look, we know that it took, and AC's kind of it's a good thing to compare to.
Yeah.
Because AC kind of did the same thing for a long time, except his problem is he can never stay healthy. That's not Jet's problem. It took AC a very long time to realize I got to calm down, at least on a 250. I got to calm down some of these times and just relax.
Yeah.
But the problem, though, is that AC also never won a Supercross title on a 250. Mm-hmm. He won it outdoors.
Yeah.
Daytona is going to be very interesting this weekend because if he goes out and wins by however many seconds, then they'll be like, okay, we're good. But if he gets a bad start and things, because Daytona, we know, even if it's not old Daytona, you make 1-2 mistakes, that's going to compound and it's going to get worse and worse and worse. And he could either come out here with the points lead and be the only red plate holder, or he might even come out of this race and he might be fourth in points.
Yeah.
This race it's the third round, but I think this is a big gut check moment for Jet. Am I going to go win? Or if I'm in third and things aren't going right, am I going to take the third?
Yeah.
I
don't know. Moving on from that, though, we don't need to spend hours. Plus, we got Breece coming up here in about 15 minutes. So McAdoo wins with a 2-3-1. It's weird to say that Whackers is the most solid-looking dude out of all these kids at this point.
And he was fast last night, too, man. He was fast. He was fast. He passed Fortner twice outright, which is weird because the first main, he had nothing really for Fortner after Austin got around him. It looks good. I mean, maybe Starling was onto something.
Yeah. I don't know. It's interesting. I mean, he does look good, so we'll see where this goes. Tied for the red plate for next week. So
I also forgot completely. And this just shows you how uneventful that was. I forgot he won Daytona last year.
Oh, yeah.
Completely forgot about that. When they said it on the broadcast, it was like,
interesting. Yeah. So, and speaking of Daytona, Jeremy Martin goes 9-2-3 for second overall.
Goes down in the third main and still goes back and catches Jason and passes him.
Yeah. So, dude, honestly, with what I'm seeing out of Jeremy Martin at this point, my thoughts on Jeremy Martin is he thinks exactly the same way we are. Just finish the year.
Yeah, he
doesn't
wants to
fucking care where he finishes as long as he goes to every race and finishes.
And like I said, he's got Daytona coming up. He's good there. He gets to race Atlanta, which we know is still Supercross, but a little bit more outdoors-ish.
Yep.
He's got 2 races that he's probably going to go and be a little bit more confident than everybody else. So it's like, dude, he just wants to get through the year, and I think that even though he would tell you he wants to win a Supercross title because it's the only thing he hasn't done yet, we all know that I think his big goal is just get to outdoors healthy. Yep. Just fucking be 100% at that first round at Paula.
Yep. Well, he's working on it. Like I said, I like what I'm seeing out of him because he's just racing.
And he looked good last night too. Like I said, the Jace Owen, you could be like, oh, it wasn't really his fault. It was Jace's fault. Same thing happened with Dylan and Brayton. What were you gonna say? With
J-Mart, I mean, it's just like the speed is just a touch off of like what Faulkner and Jet are.
Yeah.
So, but like he could pull a Dungey and just podium the shit out of him.
I mean, and that might happen too.
Shit out of him, yeah.
That might really happen. He might just be a second and third place guy speed wise this year, and maybe we just get to the last round and he wins because he was just on the podium every time.
Yep.
That's all he's got to do.
Yep.
Because now with Fortner, we don't know, but let's assume he's out because he definitely broke something.
Yes.
And when we get to the one of the guys too, another guy that we talked about, he might be out too. So like now you're just looking at, it's you, Jet, and McAdoo.
Yeah.
And being in all fairness to everybody else, like those are the 3 guys.
Yep.
So I'm being a big J-Mart fan that I am. I like seeing him just being on the box.
Yep.
Just stay healthy the whole entire year because we know when we get to outdoors, that's where we want you to be.
Yep.
So I'm
happy. Jet was third, as we talked about. Oldenburg had a really good night with a 5.65. That was really solid for him.
Looks good on that
Looks
250.
really good. Jordan Smith had a really good ride with a 6.10.7. That's a very Jordan Smith thing to do. And then next week he'll crash out in spectacular fashion, so no problem. Enzo Lopes. Dude, Enzo's
Fifth in
really
points.
fucking good this year.
Fifth in points, man. He's fifth in points.
He goes 11.76 for sixth overall. So that's
He's good, man.
Yeah,
he's good.
That's impressive.
It's another kid I really like, Enzo. Another kid I really hope is healthy for outdoors because he's a little bit better outdoors than he is in Supercross. Dude, solid starts, solid in qualifying. Just doesn't he's one of those guys that he's been doing this long enough now. He's had enough rides. He's been around. He just basically if this is where I'm at, this is where I'm at.
Yep.
I'm not going to go over here and I'm not going over here. I'm just going right down the middle.
It's like Hitch. We're just right here.
Yeah, this is not you. This is you. And I like it. I like the kid.
It's totally fine.
Yeah, I like it. And that's a lot of publicity for that club team.
It is.
That is a lot of publicity.
Yep. So Forkner, even with crashing out that last one, goes 7th overall with a 1.419. Obviously, we don't know what the fuck's going to happen here. He was having a good night, and he was, in my opinion, the first two races here, showing maturity. I mean, that first race, he was real patient until he saw his opening, and then boom, jumped on it and went.
Which really sucks considering that, this is the first time we've seen him go, hey.
Yep.
And that's what really, if anything, even if you're not an Austin Forkner person, that is what really sucks about this because he was literally in this for the title.
Yep.
He wanted to be all the way till the end, where in years past, let's be honest, we would have saw Fortner implode. And there was not one moment last night outside of that incident where I go, whoa, Austin, calm the fuck down.
Yep.
He was honestly the most, weird to say, smoothest guy out of the bunch, which is a really weird thing to say. So, I mean, God, it really sucks. And if it's a bad injury, I just hope he's healthy by outdoors.
Me too. All right, so Kyle Peters quietly 10.98 for 8th.
Kyle
That's a
Peters is gonna Kyle Peters, man.
He's like the Chiz of the 250 class. It's great. Okay, so this guy I want to talk about for a second here. 9th overall, Phil Nicoletti, 7.5.15. Are you surprised by Phil's speed?
Super surprised, especially considering, and we've heard this enough now, that he said top end speed, I'm 7 to 10, and I don't think I'm any better than that. I mean, yeah, I think that he
could get top fives before the end of this season, in my opinion.
He could. He could
have been there last night had he not had that stupid, and he was pissed about that. He's like, I don't even know what the fuck happened or whatever.
With RJ?
No.
Oh.
When he tipped over before, or when he slid out before the thing, and took out Styles. He took out the whole Rockstar team last night. I just thought about that. That was awesome.
Yeah, man, it's just, he's a vet, man. He's a vet. He knows how to get through these races. We can make fun of Phil for being fucking squirrely and having this drop shoulders, elbows tucked in style.
Dude, he's got some fucking speed. He's
gonna
the
be good.
thing.
He's gonna be good this weekend.
We literally all sat here and we were like, I don't know how this is gonna work. He's gonna throat slit all these kids and be like a 15th place dude. And then here he comes out the first two rounds. It's just solid inside the top 10.
Is he riding a 450 outdoors or 250?
I don't know. I think he's going 4. I'm not sure though.
Good, man. He's just, I think at that point, with where he's at now, you just got to look. It's because he's a vet. He just knows how to make it through these races.
Yep.
He's not the Phil Nicoletti that we've seen 10 years ago that fucking dies every time he's on track.
Yeah.
So cool. Good for him, man. I mean, that whole club team. We'll get to the third guy with the way he was in that third main. I don't know where Jace finished, but.
Well, next up is Styles.
Starts. Holy shit.
Starts are great, but man, dude, as soon as things started happening for him in that first main, they start happening so fast.
Here's the thing, though. He's not even 100%.
Oh, yeah.
So what do you think he's going to be like, though, if he's 100% healthy?
Well, he's got the starts dialed, and if he can get healthy and stay healthy, I mean, he can run up front there.
That's a dangerous combo, dude.
It is.
There's no way you could have told me that he was going to nail all 3 starts.
No.
I'd have been like, you're fucking high. I was like, he didn't even do that as an amateur.
Yep.
I don't know how long it's going to take because we all know how long he was off the bike and just getting on it. But, dude, that kid gets healthy. He could be dangerous come the end of the season.
Yep.
Very, very dangerous because we know he's not afraid to send it.
Nope.
So.
Yeah, and then the last Club MX rider, Jace Owen, 11th place with a 14.13.4.
That third main was good.
It was good.
We know that Owen has speed. We've seen it for a long time. He's just never been able to consistently duplicate it.
Nope.
But he's even another guy, man. That whole club team has just been solid.
The whole club team is solid.
I'm pretty sure they're all top 10 in points.
Oh, yeah.
So because we know Enzo's 5th, Phil's like
Yeah.
7th or 8th, and Jace has got to be at least 10th.
Yeah.
So good for that team, man. The most solid team so far, in my opinion.
Yep, 100%.
Other than fucking, Garrett Marchbanks.
Pierce Brown had a rough day. I heard
Other
in a
than-
post race, and he said, "Yeah, it just progressively got better," and we just kind of laughed it off and said, "Well, it is what it is."
Got second in the
I
third
was going
main.
to say 15-19-2 for 12th overall.
That's another kid, man, that if he stays if he
if
mentally,
he can keep it out of the brown. He's
out of the. If he mentally can keep it together for races consecutively,
Yeah.
he's another kid that he's got the speed to be up front every weekend. It's
100%.
It's just down in the brown, man.
100%.
Down in the brown.
So, Derek Drake 13th, 16-12-9. Not bad
ninth
for
is
him.
good.
The 9th was good. John Short made it.
Love that fucking guy.
14th with a 13-15-11.
That 11th is good for him. That's good in this coast. Good for him.
Varese 15th with a 19-11-13. The 11's good. The
A little
other two are kind
underwhelming.
of yeah.
A
He's a little underwhelming
Considering
this
we
year.
know what bike he's on.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's not going well for him. We'll put it
No,
that
maybe
way.
like I said, I know that I've said this about a million guys, but maybe it'll be better for Daytona. But very underwhelming considering the bike that he's on.
Yep. RJ, that was rough. That was fucking rough, dude.
And we don't know what's going on with him either.
No.
I don't think he has anything broken, but dude, he fucking laid
dude,
there.
I feel bad because that fucking bridge is tall and he got all sorts of crossed up there and then just had to watch the ground come and hit him. That's
Gravity bounced his ass off Earth.
That was a shitty thing, the shitty crash to
Wow,
have.
especially in that position because he almost got smoked. I think it was Oldenburg was right behind
yeah.
him. Oldenburg fucking came over. He's like, oh fuck,
Yeah.
fucking pivoted it out to the outside.
Yeah, that wasn't a good look when they went to him on the TV either, and
He was
he's just
laying there.
laying there sprawled, not moving. It's
I'm
like,
just
oh,
thinking,
shit.
oh no,
Yeah.
that was the first thing that came out. I was like, oh fuck,
Yeah. So, but I mean, very RJ thing.
And that's the thing though too is it's kind of like it's obviously different, but the same thing with Jet and Fortner. It was nobody's real fault there because
He just got kind of crossed up going up, and then I
Well,
think he
and I
tapped Phil's rear wheel.
and I
didn't
think
he? Yeah.
Phil I think Phil kind of came on. He came down the center and he kind of leaned to the outside because I think he was going to go jump to that outside berm. And I don't think RJ anticipated it. I don't know if the bike went out on him a little bit more than he thought, so he overcorrected.
Yeah.
But if you look at them going up the face, like RJ is to the right and Phil's in the middle.
Yeah.
And Phil went like this and RJ went like this, but I don't think they anticipated going like this. That's another guy. I really hope that he is healthy because if he's in the same boat as Fortner, like, dude, same
Yeah.
thing. If he didn't have any bad luck, he would have no luck.
Yep.
And that just reminded me of WW.
Yeah.
With I'm just thinking like, oh my God, is like gravity hates RJ.
Yeah, pretty much. So, Henry Miller 17th, Marshall Welton, the Michigan native there. Good first moto.
Yeah, was the 11th?
Yeah, 12th.
12th. So not bad for him.
Fry in there at 19th, Cartwright 20th, Cody Schock, he crashed. I don't know. That's a rough go for him. The Supercross is not going well for Schock this year.
No, which is really weird considering last year was pretty decent.
And then Kitchen, have you heard anything about him? Bad
No.
crash that first moto.
Yeah, not a good
and-
spot to go down in either.
No. So
I think that he just knocked the wind out of himself and probably just said,
yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I haven't heard anything, but yeah, 22, 22, 22 for 22nd. Good job, Levi.
I thought you were about to say 22, 22, 22 for 21st.
That would be awesome. So, anything else with the race here before we take a break and get Breece on?
After Breece is over, are we going to talk about anything or are we just going to kind of wrap the show up?
We'll kind of wrap it up.
Okay, all right.
I don't have anything else I really want to talk about that much. So.
All right, well, then we just kind of preview our thoughts on Daytona when we're done.
Yeah,
All right, cool.
yeah.
Yep,
So,
nope, we're good.
All right, quick break. We'll come back with Privateer hero Ryan Breece and make shit happen. So, be right back. All right. And next rider up here, brought to you by our lovely friends over at JT Cycle, serving Battle Creek, Michigan for over 30 years. Stop in to check out their full selection of Beta, Gas, Husky, and Suzuki motorcycles and power sports products. If you need something for around the house to help keep things nice and trimmed up, they have that too, with a full lineup of Echo, Aaron's, Gravely, and Simplicity. Visit jtcycle.com or follow them on Instagram at jtcyclebc. He is Privateer Hero number 200. It is Mr. Ryan Breece. Hello, sir. How are you tonight?
Hey guys, I'm doing well. Thanks for having me on.
Hey, no problem. No problem. I know we were supposed to have you on a couple weeks ago. It was Super Bowl. It was going from West Coast to East Coast, which I
Trying to
know
get
is
a
a
bike on a
hassle.
truck.
Yep. So, no big deal. But I'm glad we got to get you on here. But I know Dallas wasn't great, and honestly, I wouldn't have blamed you if you told me you didn't want to talk tonight. But tell us about how your Dallas or Arlington round went here with what you did?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a quick one because I didn't make it, so not really much to say other than we didn't have what it took to be a contender this weekend, and in qualifying I was off a couple of spots that proceeded for me qualifying 18th spot, and we kind of went back to the drawing board to see what was up in the LCQ to give her a go there, and crashed on the first turn, and I was out, done, called it a night, packed the bags, and we're going to move forward and kind of regroup, really.
So you were part of that carnage in the first corner. That was an interesting first corner in the LCQ, to say the least. There.
Yeah, that's never fun. You know, it's you got guys who think they're in the mix, or need to be in the mix, or wanting to be in the mix, and putting yourself in an LCQ situation isn't fun for us. It's super stressful. As a privateer and like being a top contender, it's hard as well, but sometimes, unfortunately, we have to end up going to the LCQ, and that was one of the nights where I was forced to be.
Yeah, I mean, it obviously sucks that you didn't make it last night, but overall, I would say the year has been pretty freaking good for you. Like, you have made most of the mains here. Obviously, you've been involved in a couple controversial moments, a couple interesting moments. But I mean, how would you rate your year overall so far?
Like it's been leaps and bounds ahead from not being in a Supercross races at all, like in 2021. So that I can take a big positive plus on it. But as far as the season goes, like it's kind of not really what we're expecting. We're expecting to be a top 15 guy and running with these factory guys, and we train all the way, the beginning of July for this stuff, and it's a little bit unsatisfying right now, but doing a lot of mental mind stuff just to kind of keep on track. And, we know our worth, and we know that we're a spot to be filled in there in the main event. So we have a lot of progress to work with.
Yeah. Now I know like A1 there, when you made the main, that was really cool to see because everybody could tell you were pumped. Obviously, they had you on TV, literally revving for the crowd, fist pumping, everything like that, dude. That was cool to see. How pumped were you? I mean, what was that like for you to like go out there and make that main and be like, hell yeah, I'm in?
Yeah, that was probably the most. I would probably say that was the most happiest moment I've had in a long time, and just a really good feeling because, as a privateer, we're putting our own program together. So it starts in July when I'm putting a suit and tie up, and I'm making sure my bow's all fixed up so I can meet and greet with these door knocking businesses, So, I mean, we're hitting about 115 different businesses to see if they want to get on board, and half of them don't even know what Supercross races are, but we're trying to collect sponsors and tell them like, hey man, I've got $100,000 program that needs to be, and it starts up really in October. That's when our boot camp is. And you guys want to be a part of it. So that was a super special moment for me. And it was just kind of like a whole big ol' like stress relief for my crew and myself when we went past that LCQ and made the main event. And I had a lot of bets on me as well. Like I was taking in who can bet that I'll make the main event, and we raised a lot of funds just doing that. I felt like that was more of a
I remember
thing.
That. Yeah.
And so, yeah, I mean, we collected a lot of funds there, and I was just kind of like relieved. We're so in the hole from January 8th right there, and to know that we like got our funds and we can move forward and still race these next four races pretty good with not having to budget so hard, that it was just a good feeling.
So, Ryan, for all the people that don't know, who are all your sponsors?
So there's a huge list, but to start off with, I have Westside Motorsports, and they're providing me bikes. But then also I have Mount Rushmore Motorsports too, who stepped in a little bit later during the season. I kind of showed what I was worth, and a few other sponsors hopped on board there too. And I have Zwinger Excavating, and he's from my hometown, like a construction-based business, and as well as Your Jet Management, and there's a lot that come with this. I mean, there's like Yamaha, who's getting me on the Yamaha test track. There's UFO, and I wear their gear, as well as I run their plastics. And then I also have Flow brakes and Excel and W wheels, and there's like, I would have to say 15 different companies that I put together on my own that really is making this thing work. And I can go on and on about them, but they know who they are. Like, it's with One Tree Cider, Duval Racing Engineering, Monarch Heavy Haul, DC Construction, Element Air, Kyle Wyman, Extreme Recycling. And you know what was crazy is right after A1, they saw me. It was TPJ Racing. They saw me setting up my van, and they knew what my mechanic was going through and what my manager was going through, and myself, like, trying to put this pop-up tent and this bike together and just all the necessity stuff on Friday. And then we make the main on Saturday, and they approached me like, hey, you know what? Let me get you a spot on this rig, and let's make things a little bit easier. So I had WTP Motorsport come together with TPJ Racing, and they helped me make sure that my bikes were getting transported and that I was getting to the races in a mannerable way.
So, so you're on the transport only side of TPJ, or you're actually one of the TPJ riders now?
I am only on the transport side of things.
Okay.
But Ted Parks has helped me extremely, like, with getting some accommodations together so I can race with these factory guys.
Yeah. So, well,
Ted's an interesting guy.
He's real interesting. Well, yeah, we can talk about him later when we're not on the record here with some of the interesting things. Yeah, I was just about to ask what the program really was, but okay, so TPJ is transporting the bikes, and then you're flying to all the races. Then is that how this is working?
The whole entire West Coast series, I'm not flying, and I drove my Sprinter van the whole entire time, but just pitted out of them.
Okay.
Out of the TPJ rig. So then when we headed east in Minneapolis, that was our first flight. And so, yeah, we just kind of, I'm managing all the flight stuff. So yeah, it's kind of crappy, but we're literally flying Spirit Airlines and United, stuff like that. Like,
yeah,
it's low budget program, but it's the only way to make it work for me. So
hey, that's all right. You're out there doing it, man.
Privateer life is lovely.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So
privateer heavy, but making it work.
And then you are stationed then out of California? Is that what I'm assuming?
Yes. Yep. I'm in California, riding at Yamaha during the week. So it helps out with not having to pay the $80.
Yep.
A freaking we need to ride, which I was doing October, January. So it was cool that they helped me out. And then, it's good from there.
Are you, Ryan, aren't you originally from Idaho?
I am. I'm way up north. I mean, like 30 miles from the border. This last summer, I had a race up in Montana, and you got to veer right as you're going up into Idaho through somewhat of Canada. Like, you can go up to Canada, but then you veer right.
Yep.
Well, I'm the freaking right side, and so I had to go. All of a sudden, I got a text message that said, "Hey, alert! You're coming into Canadian border." And we look right, and I actually saw the Canadian border and had to flip a U-ey. But they told me, like, "Hey, this is dangerous. You know, when you turn around like that, they think you're packing something." So, hey, we're just trying to get to the next race.
That's awesome.
Because that's what I thought. Because, man, I remember seeing you at the arena crosses way back in the day, and like kind of when you were still a little bit of unknown, kind of doing your own thing. I mean, still you are, but like unknown aside the professional side of it. And then, like, when word got around that, this kid's from Idaho, people were like, who the fuck is racing dirt bikes from Idaho? And then, obviously, you did really well in the arena cross. You, if I'm not mistaken, you won a West Coast 250 championship in arena cross, right?
I did. I ended up winning 2 of the West Coast with the GPF Babbitt's Mercer Energy Kawasaki.
Yep.
And then proceeded on there to some Supercross races. You know, it's super hard coming out of Idaho. There's like Jake Weimer and maybe one other dude, but we have snow 6 to 7 months out of the year, so you have to go somewhere else.
Yeah, that's like I said, that was always interesting and stuff. Like when when everybody kind of found out, they're like, "Oh, this kid's from Idaho." They're like, "God, that's got to be hard to ride at all."
Yeah.
Don't worry, man. We feel your pain. We're in the Michigan mitten, so
Yeah, but we definitely don't get snow like they do. Though.
Not
we
not quite as much. But
we have it, but it's
yeah.
bad there.
Oh man, yeah, that's not good, but it's fun.
Yep. So plan is to do, I assume, all 17 rounds here.
Yes, we're starting to plan this. Like,
That's definitely a privateer comment.
Hey, the season
so
starts at
gnarly.
Daytona, and we're just getting there,
Yeah,
so
we're
now the plan can come together. That's awesome.
yes. If I keep on making the mains and I can get some budget there, then we're gonna keep on striving. You know what I mean? And
Yep.
My main thing was that if I don't have what it takes, then I'm pulling my ass right out. I'm done.
Yeah.
I don't need to keep fighting the fight if I'm not there and I'm not progressing, and that's kind of the main thing. My thing is that I'm racing to go get a fill-in spot or a spot that a factory guy needs, and that's kind of my goal. That's really why I want to be here. But if I know I don't have it and I'm not doing what it takes, and then me and my crew, we've told ourselves, like, yeah, we're just going to pull it. We'll be done. We're all good.
I know this is a long ways out, and obviously just making that comment, this question is kind of stupid, but do you have any plans to do any outdoors at all? Like even in like way, way at the back of your brain, like at all, or no?
No outdoors at all. I actually think it's a complete AMA money pit.
Oh, buddy.
boy.
Oh, you are talking to two great people that could get going on that.
Yes.
We know that all too well. Yeah, you don't make shit.
You guys know what I mean. They collect their funds and they don't share to riders.
I knew
So
I liked this guy. I knew I liked this guy.
He's in the network now.
Yeah,
Don't you?
Right?
Ryan, you'll never
Yeah.
get rid of us now, bro.
I like
We're in the
this guy.
network.
I love it. Yeah, I love it. So yeah, no, I don't give any props to those guys, man. They make it miserable for us, and it's hard for us to keep on moving. You can't have a happy life if you're racing outdoors and you're not a factory dude. There's no way.
Have you ever raced any of the outdoors? I mean, you've probably done some out on the West Coast, but like, have you ever done like at least half of the series, or just done the stuff on the West Coast?
I've done maybe one or two just
Okay.
to like fill in for a rider on a team.
Okay.
I've never went out of my way to go give the AMA money for me to race outdoors.
So
No
what
way.
are you normally doing after Supercross is over with? I mean, obviously you're decompressing and stuff, taking a break, but like, are you just, do you go back to having a normal job? Are you, teaching classes? Like, what are you doing exactly?
So yeah, I mean, I run a Ryan Breece racing clinics throughout the season, but the main thing is like my slow season, sadly, is during Supercross. My season starts gnarly in May and it goes all the way till September, and I have a 26 event venture that I go off on.
Wow.
And it's kind of like a secret behind the scenes stuff, but I race these arena cross races, and I chase carnivore people during the week. I go money chasing. That's really what I do. I hit little events and the little pro payouts and stuff like that. So I gather those things around and try to get a hold of some promoters and stuff and make my rounds. I think, the farthest I went to New Mexico last summer. It was Kicker Arena Cross. Oh my gosh, the hotel alarm just went off. Dead ass, dude.
That's awesome. That is sick.
That's great. God, that's
Is that the fire alarm? Is the place on fire?
Yeah.
Should we worry for your
In
safety?
The hotel. Yeah, we're in Dallas.
That's awesome.
Jesus.
Hey, nothing ever shocks me on this show ever.
I know, huh? That's funny. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, you guys.
No, you're good. You're good. Hey, it's okay. Last week I did an interview with Kevin Moranz and didn't record the first 10 minutes, so it's fine.
It's great. Good thing Kev likes us.
Yeah. Maybe push pause on this thing. My lady's also cooking, so she could have set the alarm off. We don't know.
That's awesome.
Nice.
That's awesome. Are you married or what?
No, my girlfriend.
Oh, okay. How old are you?
26.
Okay, cool.
There we go. It just shut off.
Nice.
Back
Sick.
in business, you guys.
Sick.
Nice.
So the plan to keep riding as long as you can, or
No. This is actually our last year. Really.
okay.
Oh, wow. Is that breaking news? Do people already know that? Like, did you just break news on our show? What's the deal?
It was kind of like I went through a knee surgery, a whole knee reconstruction, broken a back later in I guess it was 2017 over there in Germany. So I've kind of been through the ringer, and I race a lot of European races and stuff like that, and it's kind of where I get the bulk of my funds.
Mm-hmm.
So we kind of just as a whole, we're reaching a new chapter here this new summer, and starting some new things. So it's kind of like a big old change of events. If we can make something happen this year, then we're gonna keep on going, obviously, if that fits the cards right. But no, this is our last year. It's super hard as a privateer, and it's so crazy. I hate to say this, but the AMA and the Feld Entertainment, they don't give any reimbursement or any funds to help us privateers go along. And I don't know how that's going to change. If there's not a union, I don't know what is going to help or what it's going to take.
Ryan, you got to go back and listen to some of our old shows, because we are so far down on this with you. I mean, dude, you would not believe the shows that are us, dude. Me yelling and screaming at AMA, at MX Sports, at Feld. Like we have a lot to talk about, buddy.
Look,
we got a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
Feld is not a big fan of us at all. Like, they just don't like us. So
Neither. Let's put it this way: we cannot get media credentials with any of the pro racing series because they know exactly who we are, and they're terrified of us because we are
not
paid for by anyone. So,
and Tim Cotter at MX Sports doesn't like me either. So it's okay, man. It's okay.
I've been trying to call out Sean Brennan because he creeps in our social networks, following us. I've been trying to call him out for months now and get him on the show, but it hasn't worked yet. So,
Darn it. Yeah, you got to get him on.
dude, I've tried. I found out probably 8 months ago,
Something like
that they were really terrified of us, because it's like us, and I don't know if you know who Johnny Hopper is, but there's like the two of us they're terrified of because we're not bought and paid for. And so then I went looking in like our followers on all our social networks, and I found all the people that do media relations for both MX Sports and Feld in our followers, like definitely keeping an eye on us. And so like the first person I DM'd was Sean Brennan with Feld to be like, hey bro, love to have you come on the show and we can chat, which of course he hasn't DM'd me back.
Right.
So I keep calling it out on the show because I know they're listening. Like they know exactly who we are, and I've been on the train for years. So just a little backstory. I know we're supposed to be interviewing you, but since we seem to be on the same page here with things. So when we started this show like 6 years ago, our second year, it really took off. We were really getting like a shit ton of views on YouTube. We weren't even on a podcast forum. And so I had hit up like MX Sports and Feld to be like, hey, can we get some media passes for some of these races? Like whatever. And needless to say, they told me no. And when I asked, okay, what is my threshold to get to? They said, oh, we don't have an answer for that. And it really fucking pissed me off. So I went off on a rant in the next show and basically said, look, they can go fuck themselves. I will spend my own money to go to these races, to cover these races, to film these races from the stands, because fuck you, if I'm paying my money, you can't say shit about me recording anything on my cell phone or whatever. And yeah, essentially it's just spiraled from there. And then in the last year, we have made several contacts and several people that we now know and have dug down the rabbit holes to find out how bad they're screwing all you guys and how terrible it really fucking is. And so there are many, many rants of me and Justin and everyone who's associated with the show essentially going off on the pro racing side of things and how terrible it is and how everything needs to be changed. So,
because we're just on here basically because we're here for the privateers. Like, you know, And we're trying to make it better for you guys and figure out a way and get this knowledge out here. And when we did a show with, I don't know if you know Coach Rob Beams is, but we had him on. We're good friends with him, Chris Cooksey, and Johnny Hopper, the guy Travis was talking about. And we basically talked about how can we go about fixing the sport. And we're trying to figure out a way to make it better for you guys. We had broke some news that a lot of people didn't know about with some stuff that Feld does. And it pisses off the people up the chain, and we're trying to figure out a way to make it better. And I don't know, they guess they just don't like that.
Yeah, no, this is also crazy. I thought maybe it was just that they had an outing on me, or that I thought different about it or something, and none of the riders are getting it. But you guys, this makes perfect sense. I'm totally with it. Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me, like even starting off the series that we know this is the first time kind of that we're not on a team. So we're kind of having to start from scratch. I've always been a fill-in rider the past maybe 3, 4, 5 years of my racing career. I rode for HEP, Suzuki a couple years ago, and Cycle Trader, Rock River, Yamaha and stuff. So they've always had an in, I don't know what kind of in, I don't know what they're paying vaccines to shuffle their guys and having a good season. I don't know. But when we started out of the season, to get our credentials, we were having to go a complete sidetracked way. And I was the only one, the rider was the only one allowed to get a credential. And then we were having to purchase 2 of our credentials. And then I'm hearing that a trainer gets a credential for free, team manager gets a credential for free, and the mechanic gets a credential for free. And what do you know? They collected my money for a team manager credential and my mechanic's credential. And I already understood that I had to pay for my credential. I get that. So that was a complete cluster. And I'm hearing from all these teams that they're getting free credentials everywhere. And we're spending $550 for this stuff. So I was mind blown. And then we go to the second round or the first round, and they're like, no, we can't give you your money. So we're contacting Mike, Mui, and all these people that were like, what is going on? Like, why are you guys collecting our money? We don't even have it to distribute, if you know what I mean? So I was completely flabbergasted about that stuff, and I was struck. Like, what is it that I did wrong that I'm not paying you guys over thousands of dollars to go park my Sprinter van in the vehicle parking lot just to go race my dirt bike?
No, it's not a you thing, man. It is a hierarchy of just bullshit that's been going on. Yeah, I mean, we like I said, we've dug down so much on this, and I've ranted on so many shows. I mean, I'm not sure if you're aware, the teams pay to have the pit carts in the stadiums. Like, I just found this out last year. They pay to have the pit carts in the stadiums. They pay for their parking spot at the stadiums. And then I forget how much it was, but it was a fucking ridiculous amount for them to have the Wi-Fi access at the stadium, and then have the race coverage access at the stadium too. Like, the teams are all paying this, but it's just fucking the most ridiculous thing. And the only thing I can equate it to, especially with how they're dicking you privateers around, is for like a professional sports team to be like, okay, so we're not going to pay you, but you're on the team. But hey, make sure you show up in, Orlando next week, and make sure you're there by this day and this time. Oh, and by the way, it's going to cost you $500 to get in the stadium, but we need you there so that we have the show, and good luck.
We're the only sport in the world where the people that come to watch, they have to pay to go be watched by other people.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, man. Yeah, and the outdoors is just 10 times worse.
Oh, yeah, especially like a certain friend of the show that got top 10 at a national this past year in the 450 class, and he got a whopping $450.
It's so dumb. Yeah. It's so dumb. So
that's insane. I guess you do learn something something new every single day.
Oh, look, man, we could tell you more.
Trust me, we could go on for hours. And in fact, we have other stuff to talk about on the show here after we get off the phone with you. But we're going to take a break, and we'll chat with you on the phone. Is there anything else you have to talk to him here
No, I just knew I liked this guy for a reason.
I mean, this is fantastic. This is like destiny because some of these guys, they don't want us to rock the boat with them. Obviously, you don't care. So, what is the plan after racing here then this year? Because you said like you're done after this year. So what is the after racing plan here?
I started apprenticeship for a plumbing business that my dad owns.
Oh, cool.
Oh, nice.
And then we have to start from scratch. So I've got to get my journeyman's license and go to school for a little bit, and we're gonna pick some plums off the trees. No, I'm just kidding.
That's awesome.
We're gonna set some toilets and stuff like that. But I'm all new to it, and at 26 years old, he still says like, "Hey, you can be dumber than a rock, but it's still gonna make you money anywhere you go."
That's all that matters.
You'll make way more money than racing, honestly.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, huh?
So
yeah, I hope so.
Well,
I
that's
think
awesome.
Anyone can get out of it will. They just got to understand to get out of it.
Yep. So, yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. There's money to be made racing, especially if you're of the elite status. And there's even money if you're not of the elite, but there's just certain ways you have to do it. And the powers that be don't want to give you some of the certain ways to do it outside of their own realm. So, yeah, it's a fuckity fuck situation at this point. So,
yes, definitely. Just speaking upon that stuff, like we had that the lime deal in 20
Limegate.
Limegate.
Yeah, 2019 with like I don't know, like Catanzaro and
Bowers
and a couple of them other stuff, and like that's where I was actually like really pissed off like with what I had going on. I got the Lyme stuff like on my nuts and my body into the hospital and stuff.
Yeah.
And so I contacted the AMA and was asking them, what's going on, and they were giving these $5,000 checks, to all these people, and so I went to go ask, like, hey, I need to pay some bills too, like I went to the doctor twice. I had to go to the primary doctor, and then I also had to get to the doctor who was seeing me for what was going on to give me the antibiotics, and then also the antibiotic stuff. Like I put some cream on my freaking nutsack as I'm flying over to Europe to miss the AMA rounds, dude. Like the next day.
yeah.
And what do you know? Like the lady of the team who I was racing for collected my money.
Hey,
Oh, God.
hey, shut up.
Wow.
Sorry. So it's a real dog palace around here.
Literally.
Hey, knock
That's
it off.
cool.
That's, I mean, I don't know.
Dude, yeah,
that
that
doesn't shock me.
No, it doesn't shock
That's just
me either.
ridiculous.
So
Yes. That was just like a big old, like, it was a red flag. Really, it was a red flag, and it was a start to where my eyes were opening up to be like, yeah, this it's a different breed around here.
Yep. Yeah, there's so much stuff, but hey, maybe if all of us combine our powers together, like in Captain Planet, and we get the rings and we touch them all together, maybe we can make this happen.
I don't know what you're talking about, and I don't know if he knows what you're talking about.
You never seen Captain Planet?
No.
Ryan, you ever seen
No.
No.
No? Nobody's on Captain Planet,
I don't
huh?
know what the fuck you just said.
Captain Planet.
Still don't know. You can sing the
He's
song
a
all you want. I still
hero,
don't know.
Gonna take pollution down to nobody? Okay, fine.
Okay,
Come on.
Johnny Tsunami.
And this is why I'm the oldest guy on this show. So,
Look, I'm 30. I still don't know what you're talking about.
all right. Well, Ryan, we appreciate you coming on, man. Obviously, we have a lot more to talk about. We will be at St. Louis, Detroit, and Indy. And I believe Friday night at Indy. That's right. We're doing that. We're trying to do a big team dinner with everybody that we know. So
Kevin Moranz, Scott Meshy, Jace Kessler.
we're a privateer group over here.
Yeah, bro. We don't care about factory shit.
Yeah. So needless to say, yeah, we're the show is trying to do a big dinner for everybody there Friday night. I don't know where. I don't know exact time, but I'll let you know. I'll keep you filled in, man. So if you can make it, would be awesome. If not, whatever. So.
Well, heck yeah. No, for sure. That's cool. You guys do that stuff, bro.
Yeah, dude, we do lots of cool shit around here.
We try. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah. Sometimes it just flops on its stomach, and we're just like, well, shit, that didn't work at all.
Yeah,
So, But anyway, man, thanks for coming on.
Thank you, man.
Sorry it wasn't a great race for you yesterday, but we'll get you on again. Especially don't be shocked if you see my number pop up at any point on a Sunday night, especially if you have like something happen during the race.
Cold
because
call.
we cold call people a lot.
Oh, that's perfect. No, definitely. I'm all in.
So, all right, buddy. Well, we're gonna stop the recording here. We'll chat with you for a second though here before we finish up our show here, because we obviously have some things to talk about here.
Yeah.
Unless your chick's cooking dinner. If you got to eat, man, like that's fine.
Yeah, whenever works. Then I'm gonna go eat. So whatever.
Okay, all right, cool, man. Then we'll just chat some other time. No big deal. So, but thanks for coming on the show, buddy.
Good
we
luck at
appreciate
Daytona.
it. Yeah, good luck at Daytona, and we'll chat soon, bud.
Yeah, thank you guys. Good to have you. Speaking to y'all.
Yeah, no
Take it
problem,
easy, brother.
Later, bud. All right, Ryan Breece, everybody. Another one. Add another one to the network, baby.
Oh my god.
Oh man, this is great. We just keep chucking down the line of
We
people.
we just keep getting these privateers and just everybody, and like, man, if we just get enough of the voices out there, like I think that's just what it's going to take, man. Because the funny thing is, and I don't want to toot our own horn before we go to wrap the show up. It's funny because, a lot of these privateers have to go on these other shows, because I think Ryan's been on Pulp a few different times.
Yeah,
Maybe I'm wrong,
yeah.
but I think he has. Been on some other shows.
I know he's done a privateer podcast this year already.
So obviously, you take Kevin out of the equation because his situation is a little bit different.
Yeah.
But, the guys that we are friends with and who we're in the know with, we know they've been on certain shows, this and that. We are privy to certain information. But it's funny because a lot of these guys, granted, because we don't consider ourselves super professional, but they go on these shows and they have to be very tight-lipped about things.
Yep.
But then they come on here, and it's like I guess all I'm saying is if you really want to know how these privateers actually think,
yeah,
come listen to our shows, and then you'll get the real version of it.
Yeah.
Because they're unfiltered, and it's not a coincidence that they all feel the same fucking way.
yeah.
I guess that's all what I'm taking away from that is I just find it funny because we hear all these different interviews where they have to go on and be all super professional.
Yep.
And they come on here where with us, we don't really care what they say, and they can say whatever they want if they want to. And then you really get a good idea for how they really feel about the shit going on. And that's just not a coincidence.
Great kid.
Oh, he's a good kid, man. Good kid.
mean, my conversation with him has literally been a dozen DMs through Instagram. So I was going in pretty much blind here.
Yep.
It's like, okay, what's the deal? What's the program? Whatever. So
Yep.
yeah. So anyway, okay. So wrapping this up, Daytona obviously coming up this week. Who's your winners?
So 450s, man, once again, it's hard to bet against Eli because he's just the king of Daytona going for his 6th win, I think it is.
Something like that.
But we just don't know. I would like to believe that Cowie's going to change things for Anderson, but I think if I would just have to go off with my heart, I think I would have to go with Eli.
Yeah.
And 250s, man, Jesus, dude, it's a toss-up. I feel like because it is Daytona, and with the way the track is going to break down, I know Jet just got off winning the outdoor championship, and I know Daytona is not outdoors anymore, but dude, I think even you'd have a hard time at disagreeing. It's hard to bet against J Mart when we're going to Daytona.
Yeah. I mean, literally, I'm in the boat with you of it's pretty much split. It's like you've got Ando and Eli. One of those two, I think, is going to win in the 450s. And then you go to 250s, and you've got Jet and J Mart.
I think I'd have to go with Stars. I think I'd have to go with Star Sweep. I mean, obviously,
Which is weird to say, too, because McAdoo, as they keep saying, he won Daytona last year. But,
Well,
man,
and no
you just
no
don't
disrespect
think
to
about
him,
him. It's like Brayton won Daytona at one point, too, and it's just like you just don't think about him winning. Or like Marchbanks. Marchbanks won Daytona. Like,
and no disrespect to McAdoo, though. I mean, Cooper was faster than him, and if I remember that race correctly, Cooper was buried on the start, and he would have won. It's not a discount McAdoo, but I think I'm going to have to go with the Star Sweep. I think it's going to be Eli and J Mart, but I will say this, even if they do win, I think it's going to be a battle in both races.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are expecting the J Mart Jet battle to be crazy, but I think a lot of people might be underestimating Ando a little bit. Mm-hmm. And it's not like Ando's been terrible at Daytona. So, like I said, I think I'm going to go with the Star Sweep, but I will say even if they win, I think both races, it's going to be a war.
Yeah.
I just don't see any of the guys yarding the other one. I just don't. I don't. Eli would be the easiest one to think, but I think Ando's too good right now.
Yeah.
I don't think Ando will let that happen, if that makes any sense. I just don't think he's going to let Eli mentally fuck him and just gap him.
Yeah.
But outside of that, dude, I don't really know if third place is going to be close to those.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think either. No.
I don't think so. There's nobody else in the
Maybe in the
450.
250s McAdoo will be close. Maybe. I'm not sure, though.
Maybe, and In the 450s, man, there's nobody I can think of. I mean, maybe Sexton pulls one out of his ass because he's Daytona, but
In the 450s, yeah, I don't see it.
I think it's going to be Eli and J Mart.
Yeah.
One last thing. Do you think there'll be any surprises? Any guys do better than we think?
No, strictly because of the way it went last year. So you could see like Styles or Pierce do something, which would be weird. But outside of that, nothing. There isn't a whole lot of this because the parity has been so wild all year. There's nothing that really would shock me. I mean, barring some fucking privateer just pulling something out of his ass. You know, a Ryan Breece going 5th place in the 450s or something. Outside of that, no. There isn't really a whole lot.
I think the only person I can think off at the top of my head, because he's been really fast at Daytona over the years, but really shitty luck, is Marv.
Yeah.
Marv's been really, really good at Daytona in the past years, but he's just had shitty luck.
Yep.
If he comes out and win, I would be shocked, but it would be the guy that would be like, okay.
Yeah.
He'd be the guy that would be like, yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
But 250s, no, man. With Fortner being out and who knows where RJ's going to be, I just don't see anybody really being close to Jet and J Mart. I honestly think that they're going to walk third place, whoever it is.
Yeah, probably.
So.
All right, well, cool, man. Well, this has been another episode of the Moto Aftermath Show, episode 192. Thanks to our sponsors, Energy Fuel, Premier Custom Trailers, TLR Coatings, Holester Co., Alias Sport, Dirt Bike Depot, JT Cycle, Adept Creative Co., Gutter Works, Isaac Nelson Designs, and Clutch Media. Links in the description. Links for everything in there. We'll be back Thursday with a fantasy show to talk about Daytona fantasy, and then we will be back next week with a Daytona wrap-up show. We've got the guys from Inside Gate Drop coming on, as well as our usual Kevin Moranz segment. They reached out. They want to be on the show, man. So
I don't know who they are. But
I don't know a whole lot about them either, but we're going to find out.
Is it a group, or is it like just two dudes?
It's like a group, but these are, I think, the main two dudes. So
Are they on YouTube?
I can't remember their. I don't know. It's not. I think it's a training thing. I don't think it's a. I don't know, man.
Huh. Okay.
I don't know a lot about it. Like I said, they reached out. They wanted to be on the show. I asked them what
They're
they
not from
wanted to
Michigan,
do.
are they?
Daytona? No.
Oh.
I asked them what they wanted to do. Daytona. We'll look at their Instagram here
cool.
after
All
we get
right.
off.
All right, cool.
And they want to come on. So
Awesome.
I believe it's Kurt and something else, but I can't remember who the other guys. Sorry, guys. I'm really bad at this.
But
But
I
anyway.
apologize for not knowing. I just don't know.
Yeah, well, I mean, I didn't tell you.
Yeah.
Till right now. So.
That's why I'm
so
apologizing.
literally. But anyway. So they're coming on next week. Like I said, Kev will be on next week. Hopefully, he's in the main again.
Maybe we can get Meshi or Kessler on. Meshi more so because it's his hometown race, I guess. You could say.
We'll see. We'll see. I mean, I would cold call him right now, but I want to go inside and eat. So
Yeah, I want to go home too.
So anyway. So all right. Thanks for tuning in, everyone.
Thank
See
you.
y'all next week. Later.